It is adjusted. I will now go on the links. And we'll do the intro. You all know how this goes at this point.
I refuse.
Sugar.
Do. Wrong fucking button. Wait. Did go live, right? Yeah. Okay. It went live. Okay. Streaming. When are we going to have a stream about Scuff? Never. Ooh. Okay. There. There. There.
What the hell?
Something wrong?
No, just weird shit.
Okay.
No escape.
Like weird shit on my end that is not a
Watchers.
problem.
If we're lucky, you might catch a dwarf tonight. Then we roll down. Okay. Okay, looks like everyone's looking at the thing. So, here we go. Hello, hello everyone. I am Arkos, your wonderful GM. Tonight we're playing some more Drakopocalypse. With me tonight we have Io, played by Mio.
Hi.
We've seen played by Iridium Sky.
That's not how it's pronounced.
I will make you suffer in some shape or form. Ashley, played by Taco Cat.
Hello.
Sierra, played by the one and only Atomic Taco, aka Mon.
Crimes.
Not committing crimes, you.
If they're not illegal, they're just sparkling incredible violence.
I know.
If they're not crimes, I'll fucking make them.
Anyways, and then we have last but not least, Siano Rin, played by Sylvan, who has currently muted herself, so I'll expect to see her answers in text until that fixes up. Well, hey Azal, welcome to the stream. So, quick recap. Last time the players went through Operation David and killed the second Arc Dragon.
We set him up the bomb.
And then Mia went and did something I did not see coming.
I parried a fucking god.
You parried a fucking god? That was
I
not
will parry that, because I am not actually a fucking casual.
And I know you're going to try to do it again with each Arc Dragon fight, aren't you?
Oh, no, yeah, absolutely, 100%.
No, Lucy's busy figuring out how to make it worse.
Of course you are. Now that Lucy knows it's possible, of course. Anyways, but yeah.
Oh no, I'm not working on the parry part.
Oh no. We're on the mountain's back, to be specific, for that specific map. However, there is the tiny.
We're on the Hydra's back.
There is the tiny little issue of why are there 2 Lucine tokens? What the fuck?
Probably because I was mid swap. Oh, I actually know why. Delete one.
Okay. Let me just clear out the initiative while I'm thinking about it. I already did that. Okay, so the bigger issue is very simple. While you were bitch slapping the Stygian Star's attempts to eat the soul of Jeremiah's brother, Lucine transformed. And Jeremiah saw that.
Yeah.
So let me just set up some appropriate mood music. Give me a second. What the fuck? What's a song I haven't used in a bit?
What?
No, that's not ominous enough. You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna use God's name, the ruler, save the ominous, dramatic shit's going on music.
Really?
Fine. Give me a second. What works? Does this work?
You could just not listen to it, you know? You could just, like, let Arkos do it.
No, I just hate that particular song.
We'll use Evil Angel. Hi, Azal. Yes, he is in fact multiplying. It is in fact a problem. Anyways, so Lucine, I assume Lucine just quickly transforms, shoots the star, the avatar makes it vanish, and de-transforms.
She does not want to spend any more time in there than is absolutely necessary, as usual.
So Lucine, as you land on your feet after taking that shot, slowly catching your breath, blood in your veins, feeling hungry, for best of a number of words to describe that. All of you can hear the loud clang over the now silent battlefield as Jeremiah's massive fucking shield slams down on the petrified hide of his brother. By the name of Lucine, he seems to be at a loss of words, trying to figure out what to say.
Before I go any further, our bosses know. To emphasize the point, I will waive the combat with Alexander on it, and I am explicitly under chaos with the Fae to avoid the potential to kill me if I turn.
Jeremiah tilts his head. You've never seen him without his helmet off, so you don't actually know what he looks like. But he rubs a gauntleted finger against the side of his helmet as he thinks for a second. I guess with the Fae, the Fae aren't anything I've dealt with, but my training made it clear there were a deal with them as ironclad as can be. So. And you just did save he mutters under his breath for a second before he carefully lifts his sealed up before slinging it onto his back. I suppose I'll trust you then. Definitely, at least you have the absolute least.
Appreciate if you did not tell the Cardinal. Regardless if you do or don't, you probably deserve an explanation.
Telling Cardinal Maximus, Jeremiah looks away for a second, mulling that option over. Cardinal Maximus is a pragmatic man, but very, very hard line when it comes to how the call should be treated. I do not think it would be good for our continued cooperation should he find out.
That's why the bosses told us not to tell him.
He nods at that.
If he doesn't want a knife in his back, he won't find out, Eel mutters.
Please do not attempt to kill
him. Does not assassinate him to keep me safe.
Jeremiah's not going to respond to that. More specifically, thankfully, the remnants of the Inquisition aren't with us currently. Shortly before you all got here, I'm just going to assume the entire party grouped up on
At this point, we've grouped up.
Yeah.
And are waiting for just someone to show up to help them get shit off the giant fucking corpse.
Well, the answer is we're going to be teleporting a full-on small base over here.
You can just teleport. Well, now.
Playing fair.
I mean, we're going to be teleporting a small base.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
well, it looks like you put it all together, but yeah. Long story short, when we arrived here, we had theories, but finding the information about their sacred bloodlines is what confirmed it.
Yes, thankfully the remnants of the Inquisition aren't with us at this moment. Cardinal Maximus sent them out towards. He stops for a second to remember geography. Give me a second to remember geography. I suck at geography. I think it was Spain. There was some weird There was some weird activity going on around there that he wanted word about, and so he sent them that way.
Oh boy, they got hell spawned.
They are getting hell spawned.
Are you saying
we are going to save the hell spawn soul?
We are not saying it in character because we have no way of putting that.
No, absolutely not. That was out of character.
Okay, I just wanted to check. I know how it can be with this party, so I just wanted to check.
No, that's understandable. Eel might be thinking about the hell spawn, but like Only because she knows he's from Spain.
So,
Right,
yeah,
like,
besides, but they might be back soon. But anyways, once we wait for the lesser knights to get here and set up some sort of perimeter, we should be able to just quickly get going and report. As he says that, I need you all to make a listen check.
Oh,
Oh boy.
perception, I assume.
Perception.
No,
yeah,
I look at a listen
yeah.
because there is no clear.
All right, you're using the copy skill, copy one, because you're getting that during the downtime. Okay.
Yes, because this is the That isn't actually a copy of EO.
I don't.
That is actually from EO sheet, but like there is no stat changes for that specific.
you probably have copy of EO selected in the bottom right.
Yes, that is intentional.
Okay, I see. Oh, yep. Still,
Oh.
also C is definitely here. That's good. Okay, so, what everyone that's not Lucine and ask, at that moment, all of you hear something. What sounds like rock falling. Then the gentle sink of something sharp digging into stone.
I think the only follow-up is roll spot checks.
If you want to, I'm.
No, I will actually roll a knowledge check. An interroll, I think.
Okay, just yeah.
Better
How are you
yet,
approaching
cast
it?
the
No, that's for
invisibility.
survival. My bad. Spot and survival. Survival is to identify. Spot is to see if I can see anything.
Okay, okay. Tione and I rolled well enough on spot. I'm not gonna have anyone else roll it. From the sound of it, it looks like it's coming from the strength's stomach. So when you purely check, you don't see anything.
Something is coming out of Strength's stomach, Heal mutters. I swear, if this is some fucking chestburster shit, I'm going to riot.
Not chestburster shit. Oh, you can't hear me over the music, Sal? Give me a second. Let me turn the music down and adjust the volume. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Alright. I need to update my archive of our own version of EV therapy today.
Oh, nice.
Forgot
Have
to
fun
do
with that.
that.
Yeah, give me a second. Just update the audio.
Patreon got updated on time, but I forgot.
Okay, how about now, Zal? How about now? I'm very sad that the entire my scene might have been overshadowed by the music. Ugh. Thank you. Anyways, yeah. Should be. I'll just turn the music off. Actually, I'll just turn the music off. The mood's been established. So
After someone mentions that there's something going on in Strength's stomach, Ashley is going to move towards the build-a-tank.
Oh, actually, you would have been full healed by now by Eel.
Yep, the moment someone mentions it, Lucina's doing her thing. Wow, that was a shit roll.
it's good enough. It's good enough for a second. As you look over the corner and see see some of the rocks falling off, you quickly piece together what's going on. This isn't This is not something coming out of Strength's stomach. There's something invisible clinging to Strength's stomach, trying to cut it open.
In that case, Eel will, Eel will cast all the water.
Wait,
Yep,
what is?
Lucina's gonna start flinging cantrips.
It's literally just cantrip create water over and over again until, like, she spots something wrong with the flow of water.
Okay, yeah, you find it. It's on like where the chest and the stomach area meet. Like if you were trying to draw a direct line from like the stomach area to Strength's heart, that's where you'd start digging.
Boy,
Eel
buzz
cast-
off. We killed it. We get dibs.
No. You're not saying anything until I just fucking cast Searing Light in its face.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Can we not attack the thing we're under truth with? Truth?
Yes. This is a breach of the truce. This is our shit. Get out of here.
Well, assuming it is actually one of hers.
Fuck
But
you.
yes.
That's a crit. Roll the
But that's also a
confirm.
touch attack. That's not a confirmable crit. That's Searing Light, which is a spell.
Okay.
The attack for Searing Light doesn't matter. That's just the damage.
Okay. So as you go,
Dion shouts for her to run.
so as you starts to cast, as you starts to cast Searing Light, before the spell goes off, there's that same rippling, like air rippling sound as an assassin fucking decloaks from the bottom of Strength's stomach, looks at Io, nods, then just drops off and vanishes in the black smoke.
Okay, so it's not completely stupid. I'm pretty sure Empress Scarlet Queen figured out what the hell I was going for there, and as this is a breach of the truce, you better not fucking try it.
We look awkwardly at Jeremiah. Oh, right. There is also one other thing we did not mention.
Jeremiah staring over the side of his brother. What the fuck was that?
One of the Scarlet Queen's
That's
assassins.
That's lackeys.
We are under a very tenuous truce with her, mostly because because basically, for better or worse, she awakened right next to our base, and it is basically a case of neither of us really have a good solution to the other, and neither of us are willing to sacrifice all of our goals to take out the other, so we're in this awkward. So hence
It's basically a Cold War.
You won't attack us, and we won't attack you. So when I went to attack that assassin correctly interpreted that I was interpreting it trying to take Strength's heart as an attack on us.
I see.
If the Scarlet Queen wants to throw a fit, well, then I guess we'll just kill her. Eel is very firmly of the opinion that they could deal with the Scarlet Queen if they wanted to. It is just more convenient to not deal with them.
We have some of the research I've been doing should give a way to much easier deal with her, but that's stuff that we'll need to wait until the solar eclipse comes around.
I see. Jeremiah rubs the back. More importantly, though, I have a question about the thing I just saw.
Sure.
Alrighty.
Was that a... He stops for a second trying to find his wording again. Natural?
An
dragon?
invisible dragon? Yes.
No, not invisible. I saw that it was invisible. Natural.
No.
We don't think so.
We're almost certain that she creates them.
Wonderful.
Based on our limited understanding, her domain is extinction. But we've concluded that's not quite right. It's the best word we have. Rather,
My personal theory is it has something to do with the cycle of life and death, potentially evolution.
that's not exactly your personal theory. That's kind of what we all concluded.
Yeah, but evolution is also just a very good... It's also a snappy one-word phrase, which fits.
Jeremiah.
Also fits 7th Dragon rather well.
Well, no, but what it does not fit is a singular arc dragon.
Evolution?
Yeah.
That's too tied to the star's core functionalities.
Not really. I mean, it could literally just be that the Scarlet Queen got.
Jeremiah's going to sigh. Wonderful. I can see why you decided such a beast needed more duplicitous methods of being dealt with. Then.
Yes, we benefit more from the time she gives us than she will hopefully benefit from the time we give her. That is the gamble we made.
Yep. We know she has plans.
She knows we
inevitably
probably have
have
plans.
plans. The question is who surprises who.
I just wonder what's going in my brother's heart for.
Probably to consume it to gain its power.
Same thing we want it for.
No, we're not
Not
going to
necessarily-
equal parts. Don't worry.
Not that I necessarily agree with taking his power when we could potentially get another Arc Dragon on our side. Eel mutters.
Anyways, Jeremiah's going to straighten up, rust the seal on his back. I see.
Oh, Eel will mention, if you'd like, I can probably, on a better night, like a full moon or something like that, she can, a new moon specifically, she would probably be able to call on his brother's spirit.
That would be a
Since it is anchored here.
No. I think you're going to want a full moon.
New moon is more in deal with death.
Perhaps, but a full moon is going to be the moment at which the star's strength is quote unquote the weakest. Not really, but it's more because the moon is what is a victim of it too, a piece of the earth cut off when it impacted. So it is more likely to work there, in my opinion.
Jeremiah hums. I would appreciate.
Eel will raise a finger and state that she does fully intend on significantly strengthening the wards of this place. Hopefully, with both Sion and Lucine's.
We're going to get a full set on it because the fact is, place is too valuable as a research base, as a source of materials, as any number of things to not do that.
Like, to the point where we probably want to actually sep this area, honestly. Not actually, Alexis? There we go. That's the word.
You want to have Alexis set up and never notice me not ward?
We really should, yeah.
No, Lucine can do those.
Anyway.
Yeah, but having Alexis cast it because it'll probably come under attack by some faction the moment we do it.
Good point.
So Jeremiah's going to clear her throat.
If we teleport her out, there might be few enough dragons in the area, and the sooner we do that, whatever, we'll deal.
Anyway, so Jeremiah clears his throat. I do appreciate that, Duff. I think it's a way until we have time, I'm trying to find the right words, some more direct way to help him. I'm not an expert at the esoterics, but from what my limited sense for this sort of thing can tell, his soul seems to be just asleep right now.
Well, it's not we need to fortify this place not just for the soul.
No, that wasn't what Jeremiah was responding to, dear.
He was responding to the contact, to the speak with Dead offered by Maya.
Offering to call on his spirit specifically.
That said, Coast, can we have Alexis and the church's people handle the ritual here themselves without
issue?
Do you really want the church to be involved in that?
No, I'd really rather not.
Okay, so for the Notice Me Not ward,
Irie just wants to save so much time she doesn't mind if the church just steals it all when we're gone.
Well, no, we're going to have people manning it, but there is no good way to not have the church involved.
I mean, yes, we just set up a someone else's problem field and say, no, fuck off, we killed the dragon, go away.
I will
Right at conquest, bitch.
I will know from what you've seen of Cardinal Maximus, you'd wager that he wouldn't try to steal it away if only because by dint of the fact you've killed 2 fucking Arc Dragons, alliance with you is too useful to not have.
He doesn't want to piss off the faction that is probably more powerful than his faction.
Yes, he might be an asshole, but he's a very much a pragmatic asshole. That's his entire thing.
Pragmatic. So unless he sees a way to steal it without us ever figuring it out, he's not going to do it because we only need him for the archives. We legitimately otherwise would have no reason to interact with him beyond eradicate the church and just take their archives to ourselves and risk damage to it. Like, there is, once we get to a certain point in our character arcs too, like, there's a legitimate argument that we turn on the church and go, alright, we don't actually need to keep you around anymore, so give us a reason to.
Lucine would rather not do that, but yes. Anyway.
You get the point, though, is they're very much reliant on Ascalon.
Yeah, because they were on the different. Anyway, so you have killed the Arc Dragon. You've convinced Jeremiah to not tell Cardinal Maximus.
It was that hard since Jeremiah doesn't exactly like him anyway.
Understandably so. Anyway, so anything you guys want to do before you leave the battlefield?
I believe that if we're going to do the someone else's problem field, we should do that as soon as possible.
I agree. Let's
Okay,
just
so
get that
you just want to set it up now?
Yeah.
Rosine is good at casting at this point.
Okay.
And she has another caster in Sion that is capable of assisting.
Okay, so
And the wards EO has erected probably can be briefly repurposed to just be general purpose fuck off wards.
yeah, so I'll allow you able to set it up. The church's dudes do arrive pretty soon as you start up and just help
Makes
that along as
sense.
well. Unlike the first time you casted this, you don't get any dragons showing up to try and eat your face off. Probably because you just fucking killed their boss and blew them up.
Yeah, there are no dragons because we killed them all. Or made them run like little bitches.
Yes, like you did the blood dragon.
Yeah,
who
I
fucked
can't
off.
wait to meet that vampire fucker again.
The reoccurring isekai boss, like from Sylvan's game, clearly.
Maybe.
Hey, oh, fuckface, remember us?
Anyway, so once you it just goes by without instant. You set that up, then where do you teleport back to? I assume you teleport back to the archives first.
We actually probably want to stay here for a bit. Mostly to tune the wards, set up the wards, etc.
Turn the wards, set up the wards, and also until we can properly teleport actual soldiers to maintain the base.
Yeah, we need to teleport Ascalon Infection over here too.
Okay,
Probably teleport Alexander over as well because he will want to be here.
yeah, once you start,
There's honestly a solid chance that this becomes Alexander's new home.
you guys start setting up all the teleport infrastructure. I'm just going to assume you're just using the radios to communicate with your bosses
And also,
with
Lucine is firmly setting up a permanent circle here.
Yeah, and to communicate Cardinal Maximus and all that. So I'm just going to assume Jeremiah was also just carrying. No, wait, better idea. I'm just going to assume Sylvan just teleports over, grabs another TV, and they just set that up for communications. Does that work with you, Sylvan?
This is fine.
Okay, I wanted to check first before I
As
made it.
long as it's under 50 pounds.
Yeah, yep, it's under 50 pounds. So you just set up the TV, plug it into the radio network, and just give the quick report back to the bosses and all that. Cardinal Maximus rubs his beard, so the apostate is dead, and you managed to save his soul. Interesting. Very, very interesting.
Eo shrugs. It wasn't as if he had any choice in the matter when he turned.
I suppose not. I suppose not. Still, the false god not gaining any more power is certainly a good thing.
We agree on.
At that, Sister Sophia is going to clear her throat. I'm glad you are fine. Apologies for Commander Mystica not being here. Something came up. You'll be informed of it when you get back. But C6 Red. Anyways, good to see that your work's done. And tell Lucine once he's plugged everything in and set up the teleport network, to tell her that my brother is going to be over to poke the Arc Dragon's body with a stick.
We figured.
Of
we
course.
figured as much.
I would have
not
invited him if he wasn't on his way already.
Research base over here.
Can you repeat that? Io? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Cat first because I also missed that.
No, I was just saying that we were going to invite Alexander if he wasn't on his way already.
All right.
Like,
Eo said
Lucine's
she
probably
would not
already set up a very basic Dracologist slab.
here. Anyway, Eel said, I would not be surprised if Alexander permanently set up his home in this place now.
Sister Sophia is going to chuckle at that. I could see him doing that. He stops. But at the rate things are going, He'd have to move one day when you guys move one day if we manage to eke out a final victory to the crater. Anyways, once you're done setting everything up and delivering the thing up, head back to the archive to see stops for a second. Gather Jeremiah's things. The cardinal starts looking extremely smug as he says this. Due to how well he works hand with his death quest being completed, Jeremiah has been promoted from a knight apprentice to being the church's liaison with us. So,
Eel is very, very smug.
are you getting into a smug off with the old man?
Yes.
Roll charisma.
This is just like visible smug.
Roll charisma.
No. I will instead roll wisdom. I will smug the old man with wisdom, not charisma.
You are in fact more smug than the old man right now.
We also have a couple remaining orders of business to deal with at the archives, probably for the best.
See not? Yes. Anyways, I hope to see you all back home and under Boston soon. Stay safe. She does a little salute, and then her part of the TV goes off. Hi, Cayman. Yes, I was getting to a smug off with Cardinal Maximus because they beat strength, so Jeremiah is no longer on a death quest, and he's been promoted to the church's liaison to Ascalon.
Jeremiah gets to be a friend.
Yeah.
He shall join the sidekick
He gets to
squad.
deal with her bullshit full time.
Yes, he's just staring at the floor as he processes this.
Eel will come up behind
Well,
him.
congratulations, kid.
What did you say, Sylvan?
Congratulations, kid.
Well, congratulations, kid.
That's so accurate.
We'll get you a proper suite of incantations over the next few weeks. I still need to get Lexus and Elizabeth theirs too.
Are those two more friends of yours? Yes, sounding a bit nervous.
More cannon fodder for the reindeer. That was out of character, to be fair.
Didn't come out here with us for a couple reasons, but they're sort of rotating parts of Turfing Squad.
He nods.
It's turfing fire team. Eel wails to the sky.
Flips her girlfriend off.
This is Eel being dramatic. She doesn't actually care.
It's so funny. So, yeah, once you've done that, once you've set up the basic away base, which I might make a proper map for, but that day is not today.
And Alexander barges in with glowing eyes.
Okay, so no, so as you leave, you see Alexander walk out of the teleport zone. He's in his. You've seen his full hazmat suit get up before, Lucy. He's in that. He's carrying the thingamajiggy he brought to the visit with the Scarlet Queen in one hand, and a transparent briefcase filled with like 500 different tools for cutting shit open in the other. He looks like a kid.
No.
He looks like a kid who just got told he'd be getting a new console for Christmas.
He looks like an autistic kid being faced with the subject of his hyperfixation.
Ashley,
and he can hyperfixate on it for free without any catches for the rest of eternity.
Yes.
Ashley sees the look in Alexander's face and is like, yes. This is what you look like when I am given a truck and a gun and unlimited materials.
Yes. Lucy just points to a tent. Temporary lab tents over there. Feel free to make it your own.
Oh, he gives you a sing-song thank you before he just zips off faster than you think he could walk in that thing.
Lucine does mention that she has dibs on the heart eventually, so don't destroy it.
I'm not sure I could rate you about a week's of work at the absolute least, so don't worry about it, he says. So he just walks off, speed walks off.
Just steal some excavation equipment.
He stops.
It is time to jackhammer the
He stops,
dragon's
spins
stomach.
around, and points directly at Kira. That is an absolutely great idea.
It is time to make this dragon into a fucking mine.
I mean, unironically, yes.
I know, that's the funny thing.
Ghost gave us a permanent supply of Draconite that can be then purified later.
You don't have to shit to do that yet. Anyway, so once that's over, you teleport back to the archives to grab Jeremiah's stuff.
Only one more Urk dragon remains.
So you
The
go there.
rest shall pass.
Okay. So you go back there. Cardinal Maximus just points to his old room. He's got a bunch of door. Is anyone gonna go with Jeremiah when he goes to grab his shit?
Eel
Yeah,
will go
Kira,
help out.
well, he's got like the highest carry weight of the party.
Okay, so Eo and Kirov, you follow him.
Seeing-
It's in a quarters relatively close to the cathedral. Let's say it's up here. Old looking barracks, at the very end of the barracks, fancy room for a high ranking field dude. Across from an office from a barracks that's been barred off. It doesn't take a genius to figure out whose that room used to be. Jeremiah walks in, just calmly starts packing up all his stuff. He still hasn't taken his armor off. You're not sure if he actually ever takes the damn shit off, or if he just wears it all the time.
One of life's greatest mysteries.
Yes.
Are we sure that it's not just an armored carapace that's part of him?
You could ask him that question.
I'm
No,
not
clearly
going
this
to.
is some Full Metal Alchemist shit.
Speaking of that, as you think that, Jeremiah grabs a picture from his night, and very carefully puts that among his possessions. Do you want to roll a spot check to see what it was before he puts it away?
No, it's his own business.
Yeah, that's his own
Yes, I am
business.
going to do that.
Understandable. She is totally there.
She's totally there just for the blackmail.
The Sylvan is everywhere. The Sylvan is.
Sylvan everywhere. So Sylvan, you roll. Okay, yeah. So Sylvan, So here's what it is. It's a picture. Seems to have been on for photo camera of some sort. You're not sure if it was an old timey one or a phone. You're not sure. Two boys, both of which seem to be the same age. You want to say you think they might be like 5 or so?
Oh no, not the 5-year-olds.
Shut up. Pale, bright blonde hair, orange eyes on each of them.
Oh no, they're part of a sacred bloodline too.
No. No. Orange is just. It's like normal. It's like normal
I'm
anime
joking
orange
around,
eye color, not bullshit anime orange.
Yeah, no, I'm joking around.
I didn't know normal could be
Normal anime orange. Basically, think the difference between normal eyes and oh fuck eyes.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And so, two of them pale blonde hair, twin brothers.
Uh-huh.
Pictures got a little title plate at the bottom. Jeremiah and Thomas celebrating the first day of squirehood together.
Oh my god, they were 5? What the fuck? Like legit that they should be 10. Or 8 or something. But 5? Bruh, Catholic Church.
I mean, you just answered why.
I feel like this is a little bit bashing.
Nah. I don't actually mind it that much because it's it's the bad side of the Catholic Church, unlike the base Pope, who is dead, unfortunately.
Yeah, and also because anyway, so also to clarify, you guys would have probably figured this out through all the researching. How the Spirehood stuff works is there's both First, there's the phase where they actually learn how to do the squire shit, which is mostly just normal school, which is mostly just schooling and such, not actually a lot of hard physical work, which is the phase they start out in. Then once they're 10 or so and they've gone through that, they're typically apprenticed to a paladin and all that, and how that goes.
Oh, okay. So they're not actually squires yet. They're like in pre-squire school.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, basically.
They are in fucking prep school for school.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're prep boys!
Still, Jeremiah just carefully puts the picture frame away before grabbing the rest of his belongings. He doesn't have a lot of stuff. It's not sparse, but it's not smart. But Jeremiah just clearly doesn't really give much of a shit about like having stuff. If you get what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Once he's got it all packed up, he nods and looks to you. I've got everything. If you're ready to head back to your place before you leave, hey, you can hear the question mark, and he's asking in that at the end of that.
I mean, Lucine, I guess, would have come with because she knows we need EO for some of the remaining negotiation business.
I'm just going to assume the entire party's here at this point, then.
There's some stuff we need to talk with the Pope about.
With the Cardinal, you mean?
Cardinal, yeah, that.
He hasn't been promoted. Cardinal Maximus hasn't been put up for the seat yet, mostly because there's just not enough cardinals left to vote. And he wants to do it. And he wants to do it properly.
There is business.
Once you got in all of Jeremiah's stuff into briefcases and bags and such, which I'm going to assume Kira's going to be helping carrying.
Yeah, he's probably just going to carry the whole thing.
True. Yeah, Jeremiah's going to go with you to help you carry all that back to the teleporter array, so Lucine can so you can all just be teleported back. It can all be teleported to Ascalon, which leaves the rest of the party for the last thing in negotiation. So,
well, last two things.
So that'd be Io, Astley, Sion, and Lucine in Cardinal Maximus' office once more.
Kirov could probably just do it in one trip.
Yeah, but it's still a long walk back. Plus RP Jeremiah. So we're just gonna do the more dramatic thing first. So Cardinal Maximus claps his hands together. I'm glad our alliance together is going smoothly. With the apostasy down, hopefully we can finally start rebuilding Europe now. And looking for more survivors and other survivor groups out there. Anyways. I assume you're simply not wishing me well before heading back to your home? He tilts his head.
What?
Does the church have a copy of the Index of Alexandria?
The Index of Alexandria. He taps a finger against the desk, closing his eyes so thinks for a second. I believe so. It will take us a bit to find it, however, I'm afraid. He stops for a second and just chuckles an old man chuckle. The section regarding Alexandria is one of the larger sections of the archive, so it's a bit of a pain to sort through.
Eo will point at Cardinal Maximus and say, "You need to actually digitize this shit."
I'm not even sure you could digitize this one.
No, but what Eo means is your organizational skills and systems suck. Prove it, but without saying it in an impolite way.
Yeah.
Because digitize it can come across as boomer, whereas what she actually means is your organizational system is ass.
Okay, so Kira, the problem is it's so fucking big that the catalog is a giant textbook.
You know what? Yeah, this is at the point where you should literally just be digitizing it, because that is what a computer is made to do.
You say that Cardinal Maximus struggles. a lot of the more sensitive material can't be, and we were going to start the process for doing that.
Digitize the catalog. But yes, anyway, I am willing to not, I suppose purchase is not the word, but trade for it with some of the resources I've claimed from kills.
Why would you trade for it when it's a fucking library, dumbass?
Because it's a magic book that gives stat buffs.
And I would rather have, and base Lucine would much rather have that at Ascalon.
You know what? That's fair, actually.
Part of Maximus tilts his head, thinking, we can come back in 2 weeks' time. We should have it then. Then we can do the trade discussion then.
Lucine nods. If we are not on campaign, I will do so.
He nods. Duty calls
Yes.
after all, I understand.
And then Lucine also looks at Io. You want to do this one, or should I?
What are we talking about? Like, out of character? So,
The third and final order we were given was to try and get access to the site of the seal.
To the occultus Apocria.
Yul says, you know where the seal is, correct?
The occultus
under the church, dear. We know that.
Yes, this is Eo being rhetorical.
In the deepest depths of the archives, yes, the occultus Apocria is what you're referring to, I assume?
Yes, we would like access to it.
He closes his eyes and hums. Why, you have done us a great service.
You wouldn't exist without us, Eel snaps.
Yes,
this is her being, like, polite snap. But she is very much reminding him where he is right now.
Yes, the problem, he says calmly, is not that I do not want to give you access to the site of the seal.
You cannot.
The problem is that we've had to quarantine the room.
Explain.
On the day of the false god's emergence from the depths of the earth, as it was tearing its way out from the planet's crust, the seal ruptured.
This is why magical seals are a bad idea, Eo mutters to herself. This is, like, not audible at all. This is her ranting about fucking masquerades, fucking everyone over, for a solid 30 seconds under her breath. All he would be able to see is her lips moving. And this would be in Japanese as well, so he would not be able to figure out what the hell she's saying.
The darkness you refer to as the dragon factor erupted out of it in both crystal and liquid form, both contaminating the entire room and, more impressingly, shattering the central focus and rendering the ritual unable to be repaired.
Oh, good. So the seal can't be repaired, Eel says. She is very clearly happy about this.
His eyebrows twitch at that.
You got us into this mess in the first place. She is saying, when she says you, she means the magical community not doing its job. You clearly cannot be trusted without oversight from people who don't have magic, or for people who didn't have magic because of your seal.
My understanding of how the seal works was that the seal's purpose was simple. It was supposed to
keep the dragons away.
Not the dragons. It was supposed to keep the false god asleep. Sleep using the spear of promised victory, metaphysically stabbing it in the heart.
The Longinus?
Yes, that was the central focus.
That wouldn't be the spear of promised victory. Eel mutters under her. That is simply the Longinus line.
It's the name that most people think of it for nowadays. So just roll with me here.
No, you're fine. That's probably a magical community historical fact to divide, which is completely understandable because the historians are missing fact.
Yes. the ceiling on magic was a side effect. To be honest, once we get the ability to clean the room up, I was intending on launching an investigation to figure out how it was broken in the first place. That things should not have been able to wake.
The cult, Neil says.
Yes, but then how did they get access to it?
When did I
You-
cut out?
I don't know. When
a
did
little bit ago.
Okay, but yeah, what Lucine, I heard everything up to the whole thing about Longinus, but yeah, Lucine's response is to look at Ashley, grab the robot, we can send it in.
That would be a good idea, wouldn't it?
That would be a good idea.
if it works?
She will also turn to Cardinal Maximus. Do you not have any hazmat gear?
Depending how bad it is, hazmat may not be enough. Hazmat is not graded for wading through Dragon Factor.
We do. The problem is from the words of the only survivor of the eruption, the floor is flooded with the liquid form, and the crystals are practically bursting from the walls, floor, and ceiling. So you have to be careful about not cutting the gear open.
Eel will start muttering something under her breath. This is her actually trying to figure out what level of hazmat she'd need. So this is unironically something she'd think of.
Also, I'm going to point out the simpler solution.
Yes, which is the robot, which would work. She is saying in the sense that
the robot has its own life support system.
yeah, no, the robot is a good idea.
And
The
also,
reason
I'm pretty
Eo
sure
is talking. Let me finish, dear. The reason Eo is talking about hazmat is because if you put on a hazmat suit, you could probably also put a dry suit over it. Dry suit is a type of suit used for super deep or super cold scuba diving. And you can probably put on a pressure suit or something over top of that to make sure that, even if you do get a breach, that there's layers. It'd be nightmarish to move around in, but you could absolutely make something that would be fine in that kind of room if you had the will.
Yeah. The problem Cardinal Maximus just didn't want to risk somebody until he had a way to
it's
fix it.
absolutely understandable given the situation he was in.
How big is the room?
How the occultist apocrypha, the size of the ceiling room itself is. I believe it's the size of what you Americans call a small football stadium.
Oh, there's an even simpler solution.
What?
Lucine can cast flight. Sion has wings.
You know what? That's very true, isn't it?
When could you cast flight?
Recently, I think it was on this level up that they got it.
No, I can't get to my spell list because my computer is being slow because I did a stupid.
What'd you do?
What did you do, dear?
Opened an Unreal project that I thought was not going to do this.
Oof.
Lol.
But no, I've had flight for a while. I've just had no reason to cast it. It's a 3rd level spell.
That makes sense, actually. So Eel would also have access to it then, because
I'm not sure if it's a divine spell.
No. She has access to arcane casting. She just can't cast it without using dark magic techniques.
So Cardinal Maximus is going to. So as you guys mentioned,
you can't cast spells you don't know with those feats.
Yes, but she can learn it if it's in your spellbook.
Anyway.
I'm pretty sure that did not give you. We will discuss this later.
I'm joking around, dear. I'm pretty sure I only have access to cantrips from that.
Toast speaking.
You have arcane cantrips.
Toast speaking. So, as you bring flight, Cardinal Maximus raises a finger. Well, that could work. I would prefer using the robot you called it. Less risk.
Good idea.
That makes sense.
I really would still like to go in, simply because there are things
you are not going in. Eel interjects. Not worth the risk. This is her very significantly looking at Lucine to try and get her to realize, no, it's not worth the risk of you getting dragonized in that room.
Well, no, Lucine knows and is just going to go fine. I suppose I will have to return later once I have better solutions.
She nods, satisfied. Sorry, that was very much an in-character thing of, no, I am not letting your obsession with magic risk you in such a manner when there is a better solution.
Yeah, so
Lucy does not think there's much of a risk because it is just, or actually, right, atmospheric. I did forget.
You forgot
Yeah.
about atmospheric, yo.
yeah, because so
And it's
Cardinal
probably a
Maximus
level of
gonna
atmospheric that, like,
Cardinal Maximus is
yeah.
going to nod. Would it be an issue if we do this now? Then I'd like that information sooner than later, and I can always share it with your higher ups. Well, you can as
Indeed.
well.
We have no issue with that.
Yeah, so at that, he himself is actually going to get up and leave and just gesture for you all to follow him.
All
That
right.
said, Lucine is going to cast flight on the robot.
That's fine.
Probably a good idea, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going
Because
to
that gives it more maneuverability by a lot.
he leads you for the upper archives, then through a side, and then brings you down to the lower archives. Let me just
Okay. I guess Sylvan is somehow bypassing the wards of fuck you demons because she's accompanied.
She's not a hell demon. They're all warded against hell demons.
Oh, they're not worded against you. Oh, the idea I had is viable then.
Oh no, what idea?
I'm not having Sylvan just steal the index.
I mean,
Like, straight
they
up,
would
just
notice
go
that
with it.
they notice that teleports. Basically, for most of their history, the church's the biggest threat to the archives has been demons from hell teleporting in and stealing shit.
No,
Also,
not
I'm going-
teleporting. Like, literally just cast invisibility and stealth in.
I'm going to
stealth
point out,
leave.
Theon may not trigger anti-demon wards. There's still going to be regular-ass wards against that exact.
She'll be fine.
Anyway, so he leads you to the deepest depths of the lower archives, to a big fucking staircase that has two more Jeremiah grade paladins next to it. You can tell they're Jeremiah grade because their armor is similarly designed. It's just just a touch more fluid than the normal Mook armor you've seen in passing. Gestures.
Yeah, it makes sense. They're guarding a very important site that dragons might pop out of, so yeah.
He gestures for
That
them
was
to
my
step
other
aside.
concern, by the way. There is a dragon in that room doing dragon shenanigans.
He tells them to step aside with just a flick of his hand. Past the cultist Apocria accesses a basic airlock, and it has for a while. Originally, the founders were worried about, well, fumes from the ley lines coming in, so.
Mhm.
Are you gonna move your token down, Sylvan? And Eerie?
Will I?
Yes, let me move myself.
Will I?
I did forget to do so.
You should. There you go.
Well, I was kind of in the middle of rebooting my
I
PC.
wasn't talking to you!
It's fine. Everyone take a deep breath. Anyway, so past these doors is the airlock itself. Simply put the machine down in there, and I will give it access to the seal itself.
Sorry, dear. Did not mean to snap at you there. Just was not talking to you. Was talking to Sylvan.
Oh my god, you used to catch it. It's adorable. You just gently walk into the airlock, which looks like just a circular stone corridor. They appear to have like burned into the earth somehow.
Wait, okay. Just to make sure I'm on the same page. Are we talking about like the mini robot or the big robot?
The mini robot.
mini
I'm
one.
pretty sure.
Okay, yeah,
The
yeah.
mini robot.
That's the token for the mini robot.
So you just put
Yeah.
the mini robot down. Lucine slaps it with fly so it can hover around as Ashley controls it.
I love that.
And you have the video set up. I'll quickly set up how I'm just going to assume Sylvan helps because the teleporting is busted. Then Cardinal Maximus has everyone step out, claps his hands, and the doors close on their own. Then he pulls out his cross from that he's had hanging on his neck the entire time. He's just been of course he has one. He's just been below notice. Steps up to the door and doors very gently presses it against the closed doors. You can hear the sound of the heavy stone doors at the other end of the airlock opening. The machine should have access now. Now, he says, just nodding to Astley.
You'll will raise her finger. I assume you have a method of fumigating the airlock.
Yes.
Good.
I assume the Roomba
Alright.
still has the cat ears. Yeah, Cayman. So Ashley, how do you pilot? I want to ask, how do you pilot the Roomba into the ceiling room?
All right. So the Roomba is like it's using like wheels to move around normally. So I'm assuming the flight spell kind of just lets it angle forward and backwards to kind of just roll up the air like it's an invisible slope.
That works.
The Roomba has ascended into a flying Roomba.
As you gently fly the flying Roomba into the room, here's what you see. It's a large, small football stadium scale room, like Cardinal Maximus said. It's circular. It looks like it wasn't so much carved out of stone as it was molded. It's all smooth stone. Stone's what you first notice. Then you notice how fucked up it is. There's a pool of just black liquid, knee thick, still black liquid, knee thick, covers the entirety of the floor. From the walls and the ceiling, even poking out of eight stone pillars that circle the center of the room, are hungry-looking spikes of the star of what you can only assume is the star's draconite, pure, solid black, drinking in the light from the air around them.
Man, it would really suck if this is how we find out robots are not immune to draw.
It's a good thing we sent a crappy ass robot that would get that if it turned, we would have garbage.
Yeah, and then you look in. There's nothing alive in the room, but in between, at the center of all those pillars, is a large glacier of crystal. It looks like it just speared out from the floor. Sticking out of it is one half of an old wooden spear, softly glowing against the oppressive darkness. Clearly snapped.
Interesting.
Lucina wants to repair the damn thing, but she is at least aware she's not ready for that yet.
So you want to have the lens of the Longinus, huh?
When you look for
yeah?
when you look for the other half, you find it's jammed into the ceiling.
We could totally recover those with the right robot.
Or actually, wait, we can probably get the lance out nearly immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, the robot does have its own manipulators.
I do have a question though. Is there anything else about the room you want to investigate?
Probably the whole room first, and then
yeah. Let's take a peek around the room. Would that be like spot or search?
You have all the time in the world. So I'm just going to describe it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from what you can tell, the ritual circle itself was marked by those 8 pillars you saw. Hovering close to them, and hovering over a body of what appears to have been a priest turning into a draconoid before they got impaled through the stomach by a giant crystal.
Unfortunate.
Yes, very. The pillars themselves there's words on them. In what you think might be in every language. After a couple moments, you find what it says in English, and very, very simple. Do not remove the spear.
Someone removed the spear, didn't they?
Someone removed the spear.
Do not remove the spear, lest you wake the Lord of all Dragons.
Check for any indication. Does the robot have any sort of terrain scanning features?
I mean, I'm gonna be real here. I'm pretty sure the priest that's a Draconid is, it removed the spear.
He's not by where he's not by the spear. That guy's by one of the pillars. The pillars aren't close to the spear. It's a very big ritual circle.
Yeah, I'm expecting call actors.
We should actually carefully search the room to see if there's any cultists in it,
So you,
who are probably dead by now.
okay, so you search. So you carefully search the room for signs of the Stygian call budding their way in and causing problems. I assume. Where do you look first?
The whole fucking room,
I'm
starting at
asking
the
something
center. I
specific.
Start starting. I guess first place to look might as well start around the perimeter of the ritual circle.
Go around the pillars. You don't see any call actors by the pillars, and then you slowly circle in through the crystals and the corpses, and you can. There were a lot of layers on this ritual circle. A lot of circles locked in circles, locked in circles. A lot of them which have been cut through or shattered by the crystals. Until eventually the Roomba is hovering in front of the central spike that appears to have erupted out of where the spear was held. You don't even now, when you look closer at it, you can see that that central crystal is still growing, just very, very slowly.
Like visibly growing, because if it was visibly growing, there's no actual way it would be that small.
No, it's a okay. No, it's like okay. I'm going to assume. I'm just going to assume for plot reasons that it actually has fitted the crystal, the robot with terrain scanning stuff for my ease of mind.
So it's like growing at a like noticeable pace if you use the correct.
Hello, pitch drop department?
Yeah, basically. Using the terrain, like slowly growing at like a rate of maybe a centimeter per day.
It's also worth knowing that Ashley is probably looking through the screen, so pretty much anyone here can just take a look at what's going on and figure out for themselves stuff like, oh, is that crystal most likely growing?
Yeah.
If they'd actually know that just by looking at it.
Yeah, I'd imagine Cardinal Maximus would probably know.
Yeah, he is looking. He's rubbing his beard, nervous, with a frown on his face. Then, at first, you don't see anything within the pitch blackness of the crystal. Just eats too much light until you. I'm just going to assume, for plot's sake, that you promptly hit the poor little thing's flashlight at the strongest setting.
Yeah.
Okay, and that barely gives you the ability to see what's inside the crystal.
Ooh.
At the dead center of the crystal,
Ooh.
frozen appears, arms raised back like they were thrown back with great force. Is a figure in black robes.
Not shocked at all.
Oh, that's a dead guy.
That sure is a cultist at the Stygian Star. Yo grumbles. Fucking dumbass church. Fuck, can't even do your jobs right. That is out loud.
Before Cardinal Maximus can respond, the drone tilts its head, trying to. I'm just assuming it's trying to get a good look at the guy's mask.
Yeah. Worth a good look.
You see that you can just barely tell that it's in a color you haven't seen in the cultists before. You've
Which
seen them in
color?
white mask for the mooks, gold for their field leaders, black for their license to the sacred bloodlines. But you've never seen them in a brilliant, bright red. Red like blood. Fresh blood.
Boy.
Lucy just looks at Maximus. We're gonna need to go digging again.
Fuck. Cardinal Maximus just goes, fuck. That explains how they That explains how they breached it then.
Wait, you understand something we don't?
Yes, our knowledge on how they're structured is very, very classified. It'll take us a bit to go through the wards and transfer it your way, but he points. Red masks are positioned above the golden ones. They're effectively the heads of conducting warfare. Their strongest
Gotcha.
fighters, their strongest mages, their best tacticians.
Their best infiltrators.
Likely, yes.
This was
So they threw
definitely
bullshit hero units at us.
Yeah. Basically, Red is their bullshit hero units. Directly under their leader and founder, we suspected he's immortal.
Of course, it's a fucking immortal. Dude, fucking immortals giving immortals bad names.
Anyways, if it was one of them, no wonder they managed. No wonder they managed to get. God fucking damn it.
Eel does not have much sympathy for the church when this fuck up is pretty much on the church.
From what you can
Honestly,
tell,
we've seen it.
In fairness, literally every other organization we've run into has had a similar fuck up. So to be honest,
It's kind of
Not
expected at
surprising.
this point.
I mean, I was going in the direction of I can sympathize. It seems like literally everyone got hit in the same way.
That's
Cardinal
fair,
Maximus is going to
actually.
then look vastly. Can you remember seeing tell if he came in through teleportation or for some other measure?
Probably not. No.
Probably not. It's
You would need me in there, I think.
You'd need Sion or Lucine or Eel in there, and Eel would only be able to tell by like vaguely asking the dead spirits in the room. Actually, she might be able to do that from here.
Do you want to try? Cardinal Maximus will
Do you
definitely
really
try.
want to get another dragon?
What?
How far away
No,
are
no, try it. Just be ready for a fight if it turns into another ghost dragon.
It's
That's
like a 50.
fair,
It's like
actually.
50 feet away or so. Through the doors.
It's not that far, huh?
I am not
you
good
know
with
what?
sense of scale. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Eel will actually try and do that, but like warn everyone to like get into combat positions to put down a ghost dragon if a ghost dragon again.
Okay, so you can. So you just generally ask the questions again. You wait for a second. I assume you're just using speak with that again.
Yes, but very, very specifically excluding the red mask.
Okay, so yeah, you ask. You wait a second to see if you get the same feeling you got when the shadow dragon was formed in Frona. You don't feel that.
Good.
Instead, you just hear a faint voice, very very faint, go, "Yes."
Hi.
Oh,
Your Cardinal Maximus would like to know how the fuck the cultist got in the room.
through the ley line.
Eel blinks. What?
what?
He crawled out of the ley line like a rat.
That's fucking bullshit. Eel grumbles.
Maybe it wasn't the church's fault. How the fuck are you supposed to prep against that when you're drawing all your power from it?
Yeah, no, that's a level of bullshit.
it's like he came in through the power lines.
My man literally came in through the fucking lane.
That's some Metal Gear Solid tier shit.
He crawled
Lucine is
through
just like,
he crawled through the ley lines, ripped off the head of the guard directly next to the spear, then pulled it out.
Before you could react, I assume.
Yes.
how are you supposed to react to that?
Like, no, like Eel is like that was entirely rhetorical. She would not. What the fuck was? That was not her being accusing at all. Just in general saying, like, yeah, she's in shock essentially. Like, what
Yeah,
the?
on Lucine's end, she is basically going. Sister is pulling up the radio of Sister Sophia and confirming: are there any ley lines under Boston?
Yeah, no, that's definitely something we need to prep against now.
Gotta get our ley line firewalls going.
We apparently have to install firewalls.
Sister Sophia is drinking a cup of tea as you asked her that. She puts it down. There is, yes, there is a ley line that runs through
But
Boston.
explosives all over it right now.
What?
They can go through the fucking ley lines, teacher. They can go through the fucking ley lines.
Who can go through the ley lines?
The call.
The cult.
They can what?
That's how they break the
seal got
seal.
broke. Yeah. I'll start devising wards, but until then, we need guards on those ley lines.
Guards, claymores, everything. Just fucking make it an unwalkable hell for anyone who tries.
The part where the ley lines surface in Boston, the part where the ley lines surface in Boston isn't covered by the Knows-Me Not ward. It's feelings for thinking. It's the hospital.
Just outside it, correct?
Yes.
That's outside our wards. Oh, okay, we're fine then.
No, but
Okay.
no, it's the hospital.
Actually, yeah.
It's in the no. As she says hospital, you see Sister Sylvia's eyes widening as if she just realized something.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm going to need to grab some fighters and check the hospital. Fuck.
They are absolutely watching us from there, aren't they? Eel says, "Wait for us."
Yep, and Lucine is also going to say, "Is there a ley line under the mall at blank, 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 blank?"
There was one close by.
That explains everything we saw them, Eel says. Suddenly everything is starting to make sense and I hate it so much. We can go through the fucking ley lines. I am going to have so much words with Earthgem.
Sister Sophia is going to, anyways, hastily cut off the call so she can go inform the overheads about this bullshit.
Yeah.
Are there any other?
Is there any other information you'd like to tell me? This is to the spirit. Anything that would possibly help combat them?
I sensed something through the ley lines as he came through.
Oh?
Magic, old magic. Not like the pulse that was being suppressed by the spirit, but like how a priest feels when they're calling on a god.
I mean, dreams asleep. Function as a divine patron. That means that they can't actually rely on the cult, like, being new to their powers, because that means they're all experienced, and that's not great.
Lucine is going to go. For us to rest, I think I'm going to need to stay right here.
You're going to also say we're going to need to put the call up much higher on our list of prayers. They need to go.
Maximus.
We need 4. We have the next Dark Dragon even.
We're not ready for them. Oh well.
Cardinal Maximus shakes his head. You're strong, yes, and you, but Dragon War. They proved he has himself. It took
prayers again because that's bullshit. Because
we are not have to take on the call. Here, Lucine closes her blue eye and stays pointedly with the orange one.
Yeah.
And there's the matter of simply where they are based.
Oh, I'm sure I can figure that out after the next back. Seems like in a very dangerous, icy place.
Oh yeah, no. Lucine is at removed.
Any less of a problem the call is at this point. Like, because, like, if
they're in the goddamn ley lines,
they're in the guts.
Yeah. Out of character, we should be. Yeah, basically, Lucine's original plan has been removed, and we're going to have. The thing is, if there's any one faction to use the element of surprise in the form of Lucine on, the call is a pretty good element.
Yeah, it absolutely. We will. The Scarlet Queen can probably be won in a contest.
Yep.
You know.
And also, the thing is, we deal with the Scarlet before we deal with weaponry, because she can't safely act against us openly until weaponry is gone.
Because weaponry is her counter, if I recall correctly.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And
Sorry,
we are
sorry, I got my internet sucked out.
Is that Sylvan?
Active threat to her.
That's why you
Ooh.
think the telefrag is going so well. Makes sense, actually.
Bad mix up.
Her stick is not equipped at all.
That makes sense. Yeah, well, we're not actually that. The only reason
I will say you are Marine and Ocean are probably the ones who has the biggest problem. So once you're done, once you got the drone out, Cardinal Maximus is going to front. It came in through the ley line.
we'd have taken the spear out as well, because remember?
All right. What'd you say?
Yeah. The spear, cause that we can recover.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you managed to recover the upper half of the spear, which is the crystal, and you don't have a way to break the Star's Draconite yet.
Right. So we can get the spearhead is still more useful than the body, so it's fine.
Yep. Lucine is idly looking at her martial weapons proficiency. So some of the stuff we stole from Conquest and humming, but this is a plan for later.
So, the drone very carefully brings the spear out. Cardinal Maximus nods. Very carefully put it on the ground. I will have a hazmat, one of the dangerous material teams, retrieve it and store it.
Good idea. We have no idea how long it's been sitting in that Draconite.
Exactly.
Well, we know exactly how long.
You get what she means, though, basically. And then we're free to do what research you are needed to do to counter this threat. I'm just gonna
coming back. I don't recommend stuff. They're in the fucking ley lines.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to say some
I'm just putting an explosives in front of the door.
I'm there. Explosives might not be a bad idea. Simply to close the entrance on top of them. I definitely.
Yes, and I will need to dig around in the archives to figure out a good deal with this. And as soon as I have one, I will let you know.
You can't. Give me a second. Give me a second to keep finding my settings out and up people's volume again. There we go. Okay.
So I think we're gonna go clear out that hospital now.
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys, before you guys can settle and do a research setting, you get a text message from Commander Michigan. It's very simple. Come back here now.
Oh, okay. So we're teleporting back.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
Boss man wants to chat to you in person because something big deal happened. This is gonna be the thing I wanted. Both the hospital stuff, which I have planned in my head, but you guys weren't supposed to go do it until later. I didn't think you were going to check actually get to the steel side. I forgot the robot existed.
You have a backup plan to get in there that I would have fought harder for if we didn't have the robot.
Anyways, I'll just update your token. Everyone's in here. Everyone's in here when you guys get back and pile into the command room. Commander Michigan is there. Commander Michigan does not have a cigar in his mouth.
Oh no, this shit's serious.
Okay,
We're fucked, boys.
So first
It's Joker.
I'm glad that the second Orc Dragon is dead, but we have a couple more problems. First, the original thing I'm calling you all back for.
Not the Russia. Okay.
That's not Russia. That was just the top right left corner of the map.
Yeah, I was joking around, dear. That's because it's what I saw first. I'll have the shroud expanded.
Significantly.
Because it's not edging towards us right now, I see, so she is respecting the truce.
is, but it was all in a very short time.
What are those red feathers? Or is that like
That's the shroud, I'd imagine, is the extent of it.
Yeah. I just don't want to fill in every hex individually.
Understandable.
It's a representation. So she's like kind of covered like everything north of her. Rude.
I'm so sorry you had to go to Quebec.
Anyways, yeah, see, it was incredibly fast as well. Alexander I was originally going to have Alexander mention this to you, but he got distracted. It doesn't matter. We believe she had the resources to do this ready for a while. She was simply waiting until she had confirmation that Tierfang Squadron was out of the area.
Yes. She doesn't actually know we can teleport yet still.
She does.
Oh, does she? Did we show it off?
Know when we kill one.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that we can teleport because we could have always flown over there, or So
we got the entire thing done in less than a week.
Yeah, and it takes like.
Well, actually, no, wait. She does not know we can teleport because we took 5 days of downtime.
Correct, because we didn't.
Except Sion did her little stunt.
Yeah, she knows that Sion can teleport, but not the group.
But she also can see what Sion is.
Yes. Sion being able to
not know
actually have the confirmation that we can teleport yet.
Yes.
She probably sits right, though.
Most pressingly, however, besides the fact that the shroud expanded significantly, as we managed to significantly as that during it there was a large movement of her for a second. Soldiers.
The assassins?
Not just the assassins, assassins. Overwatch managed to capture pictures of another artificial dragon type. He pulls up a picture of what looks imagine a crab. Force it into the shape of a
Triceratops. Of course evolution gets crabs.
Force it into the shape of a Triceratops.
The crab-ceratops?
And then make it so its mouth is just constant. Let me lower everyone's volume. I apologize. I'm just constantly fighting my settings tonight. Let's see if this is enough. There we go. Okay, let's see. Hope this works. So, yeah. So take a crab. Force it into the shape of
rolling a deal 6?
Take a crab. Force it into the shape of a Triceratops. Vaguely into the shape of a Triceratops, and make it just be drooling black liquid and emitting a black smoke.
Crab-ceratops.
Why does everything turn into a crab?
I don't know, but most pressingly, that's not the only thing. These units, we've currently nicknamed them extinguishers because we managed to catch a picture of their breath weapon, and well, it's a massive beam of that black liquid. We're not sure if it's their blood or not, but it's like a fire extinguisher when it goes off.
Everything is just like, we're gonna need more bombs.
Besides that, however, there is another unit which he pulls up another picture on the big screen behind him, and it looks like a Draconoid at first glance before you actually start looking at it in detail. Bigger, meaner.
It's the Draconid Mark II.
Covered in scarlet feathers.
Oh.
No, not the boys Mark II.
We've also seen signs of an improved strain of dragonids that we're not sure exactly what they can do. They do seem to have a higher quantity of dragon factor compared to the normal ones.
Oh shit, they might even be able to deal with 10 hardness.
Yeah, Lucine looks directly at Michigan. I know you found a base that had 1 bomb, but I think that plan is going to be the best way to go about it, and we're going to need a lot more bombs.
Perhaps we do.
Find that has a bunch of bombs?
Maybe. That's not the. I must
Not
note,
right
the extension of the shroud was in less than 24 hours from its old position to the new one.
Bullshit. I call fucking bullshit. Stupid dragons cheating.
Yes. Alexander believes he had simply stockpiled the resources for a while and burned them all in one big push. It is still a problem.
Yes.
More
Yes,
pressing,
it is.
More pressingly, combined with what you revealed to us, is he's going to tap towards the shroud again. From what we can tell, he's taking care to have the shroud follow the general flow of ley lines.
Annoying. Eel grumbles.
There's so stupid.
I have a suspicion that the Call and the Scarlet Queen are working rather closely together.
Yeah, I was getting that same vibe as well.
Yeah, but she would say that in character as well.
It's very likely combined with what Sister Sophia went to the hospital and searched out after you revealed that. We didn't find any call there. We did find signs that they were there, but they weren't there when we got there.
So,
We will
they
have to check
still have agents in the church. Or they got everything they needed.
Well, how long ago were they there?
Days.
We're going to have
came-
to assume our wards are compromised, Eel.
No,
Grumble.
no, days would not be it.
No, as in they were observing the ward for long enough to get a good idea about it because the Call are humans. They can go in and out.
Well, I mean, no, Lucine would have explicitly put, or no, Lucine did explicitly put anti-call preventions when she touched them up last time.
That's true, but we should still assume that they're compromised again and do another arms race of awards.
Oh yeah, no, Lucine's doing another batch of wards.
That's not the problematic issue.
Oh.
Sister Sophia found a document by the Call on the desk in the hospital's basement.
Oh.
On purpose or by accident?
We're not sure.
What did it say?
We scanned it, and as far as we can tell, there's no magical traps on it.
Who is it addressed to then?
Not addressed to anyone. From what we can tell, it appears to be a ledger for people. Would be the best way to describe what it is. Generation by generation, monitoring a family.
Which family?
Not one of yours.
I'd hope not, considering they're all dead. Eel grumbles.
He's referring to the entire group when he said he stares at Lucine inexplicably when he says this. Not one of yours.
Yes.
The reason this is so noticeable
$10 it's Goldman.
is, well, he stops for a second. Let me just check the date so I can do the math right. Little under 24. The last entry is there's an entry less than roughly 23 years ago. Go in the ledger. Past that entry, the purpose of the document book seems to shift from tracking the family to tracking this one specific individual.
Hmm.
The entry says the most important part is that it said crown inheritance. Yes.
Okay, look, we need to ask, is it applying to in-game costs?
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. When you check the name, you guys would recognize that name and character at this point. Point in the timeline of release as well.
Well, nothing new.
still, but
That just confirms a suspicion. Yo grumbles.
Suspicion.
Now I have to save her soul so I can pummel her for being an idiot.
Yeah, that's just in the plans.
Yo repeatedly beat.
Wait, you guys weren't already aware?
No, everyone was, but this is confirmation. So Yo's grumbling about it. Like, damn, now I'm really gonna have to beat the shit out of her repeatedly while saying, "Why are you so stupid, Arcos? Why are you so stupid?" Sorry, I'm not making fun of you. to
I
be
know,
clear.
I'm smiling. I'm smiling.
No, yeah. Lucine is wondering. Wonder if there's one of these back in Salt Lake.
Are you going to ask?
Well, yeah. Yes, she
Sorry,
will
I got
ask.
sidetracked for a second. What did I miss?
They found the document for documenting one of the sacred bloodlines.
You
They
know, actually, that's a good question.
And they found that it's sifted to documenting the sting of an Arc Dragon candidate, aka the Icy Coast.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Lucine is asking, is there one of these back in Salt Lake? Because
We haven't checked yet.
Leyline map, please. Eel says.
Mayor J nods and pulls out a big piece of paper. Here's my
and
family's. We
Apple.
used it for tracking Fey entrances, mainly entrances to the fairies world, so we could stay away from them. But it tracks the ley lines as well. And there's one
Lucine
that
is
goes through Salt Lake City.
Is there one that goes through where Sion lives and Eel lives? It doesn't.
You are not. There is no suspicion that EO is a bloodliner at the moment.
Oh no, but she is checking to confirm.
Nope and nope.
That Lucine is specifically checking where in Salt Lake the crux point would be, because she can tell. She will be able to tell exactly what the spot is.
I'm gonna call my bullshit on that because there is definitely a ley line going through Washington D.C.
Oh, you were born in Washington D.C.
No, I'm in Maryland. I was raised in Maryland.
Oh yeah, there is one that goes through Washington
Like
D.C.
between Baltimore and Washington.
Basically, Lucine is looking for the specific spot, because if there's one of these logs in such a spot,
Are there any going under the Pentagon?
There does appear to be a ley line going for DC that goes through the Pentagon and the White House.
Of course, that's how they did the decapitation strike. Eel grumbles.
no, they did the decapitation strike by triggering an arc dragon very close by.
She also notes, check the Mr. Goldman and Commander Michigan, the base that we found. Leyline?
Yes, where we got the super serum there. There is one a short walk away.
That's how they got there.
Anyway, Cubs, I'm asking out of character because you probably don't know Salt Lake geography. Is there a single specific spot that Lucine would think is the most likely to target?
For finding her log if it's still there? Yes.
Right. Would you like the most likely places?
DM them to me.
I mean,
That's gonna be a map at this point, isn't it?
I'll send them to you right now, because I think we probably don't need to get it. We probably don't need to have Turfing Squad get it. This can be retrieved by others.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
So Michigan's going to mine first. Go to rub his cigar. Realize he doesn't have one. More pressingly, we can confirm that they are indeed at least one of the sacred bloodlines, as they call them, has been successful.
You mean the Scarlet Queen?
Yes.
No, nothing we didn't already know.
He raises his finger. However, combined with everything else, we can very solidly assert that the absolute least some of them are working for it. We're not. There's still a lot we don't know about how the cult operates, but this is going to be a problem.
Right.
The Scarlet Queen is a lot bigger a problem than we figured, isn't she?
Yep, I think we are going back to the rough plans Lucine has for Operation.
We're going to have to do the Scarlet Queen last. Like, flat out. If she's backed by the call directly, yeah, it's gonna be.
No, we can. I think we can still go for her after Oscar.
Are you sure?
Hmm.
I
I'm going.
that we
Lucy?
should go for China, Russia, and Ocean Polluter first.
No, definitely not Russia.
Yeah, weaponry is the last one before before the Queen, or the one we do after the Queen.
We need to do it after her. Lucine is very much, especially with this new information. Lucine wants to do the Queen.
I'm actually half certain that the weaponry is from a sacred bloodline as well.
Oh, we don't know for sure, but yes. Lucine's current position is we deal with Oscar, then we do either the call and the Queen or the Queen and the call in that order.
Randomist.
I don't think we can deal with them separately, dear. That's kind of the issue.
Randomist is going to clear his throat, as you discussed.
Out of character? I know we can. No, Lucine is pretty sure we can because
In the
the
code,
fact
please talk.
that they are.
Okay, guys, enough.
It's fine. No, so I like the vigorous discuss. I just want to be able to chime in when I need to chime in. So Randomist is going to clear his throat, as you discussed. She did act in one other way besides the he stops expansion of the shroud. Roughly 5 minutes after you killed the orc dragon in Europe, Overwatch detected a geez, I was trying to find the right word. Firing from Russia. It wasn't a nuke.
Ew.
It wasn't a missile.
Hmm?
From what the Overwatch satellite caught, it appears to have been some sort of giant draconite bullet.
Towards the Queen?
Yeah. Not towards the Queen.
Hmm?
Towards us.
Of course weaponry is going to be a problem, Eel grumbles.
How? Like, house?
In the general direction of Boston. Doesn't necessarily have to be towards the subfield.
Okay, so it was.
That's my guess. I don't think Kos is going to negate her effort like that.
Yeah, no, from what we can tell, it wouldn't have, if it had hit. It wouldn't have hit Boston. It wouldn't have hit us head on. It would have hit the hospital.
That's what the call was doing. Guiding in a fray game.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Because
The,
Scarlet Queen.
the weapons
Oh,
dragon.
no, the
might-
call was using its beef with the Scarlet Queen to bait it.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
The strike was intercepted by her, however. She blasted it out of the sky with that death beam of hers.
Yes. So that would mean.
She is
most
honoring
likely-
our request.
Oh,
And-
no. No.
No, we're useful to her alive and not dead.
Yeah.
So she's keeping us alive. Yeah, that's what I meant.
That's
Yeah,
not-
no, that is totally what you'd do if you were weaponry because you're intelligent. Whoever accused weaponry of being intelligent, so he is a Russian.
Yeah. We are going to. We need to expand the ward space.
Alexander's going to chime in. Alexander's going to clear. So I think I might have a theory on what weaponry was trying to do besides take out. I'm not suggest. Well, Io.
Wait a second. His Dragon Factor can just get up and attack.
Yes,
Right. It's a beachhead.
What are you trying to say to me, Cuz?
Okay, so first, I'm just going to assume the weaponry attack thing was just going to be in character by Kirov. Yes, I believe I was trying to play so much Dragon Factor to do that, but no. No, Io, your videos and the fact that you're heading towards Boston were still up. We're up on the internet, and the Russian internet failed after those were sent up.
Not really surprising.
It's entirely
So-
it's entirely possible it's real. it realized something is going on here. Decided that if Differing Squad is alive, it's too much of a problem, and just took a thought in our direction to try and find out.
We need to expand the targeting wards. We need to expand all the wards by at least a factor of twofold.
Eel raises her finger and points at Commander Michigan. Can't we just get an air defense network?
We can. The problem is going to be blunt. Commander's going to rub his eye at this. It's going to be expensive.
With what currency? Eel grumbles.
Raw resources.
Uh,
But yeah, basically, Coast, can we take an extra week to basically just it's going to be necessary, but can we basically take an extra week to hard prep, expand our wards, clear things out,
base protection arc, Lamau.
Yeah,
I mean,
yes, sir. But anyways,
basically, it would be a base protection arc, but off screen. Just
Yeah, no, that's what I meant.
and wards defend against ley lines, basically shore up all our positions and make it big enough that it can't easily hit us, even with that the SCP field is far enough out that it can't really get close to us with it.
yes, but so Commander.
I mean, it has nukes. It will always be. It could literally hit New York and still hit us.
Yeah,
Commander
Yeah.
going to clear his throat. We don't know if the Russian Arc Dragon is capable of using nuclear weapons yet. If it has, it hasn't launched any.
We have some
Yeah,
fear
because if
that
it's weaponry,
offensive
it probably
against nukes.
understands mutually assured destruction.
I don't think it's mutual when none of the silos will work anymore, Kirov.
No, the other Arc Dragons will gang up on him if he
That's really true, isn't it? Fucking mutually assured destruction by every other Arc Dragon objecting to your existence. How dare you try and wipe out the rest of our food? Die!
But yes, so
I'm pretty sure he has enough nukes that he could just kill all the other archdragons.
I will say there's a reason
Clear shot.
that Arc Dragon has not used nukes yet. And it was anyways, before that, Commander Michigan is then going to clear that is the end point of this meeting. We have a bit more picture on the enemy capability and what we need to do. Before that, one more thing. He's going to point to the squad again. Jeremiah is alive, and now does he know?
He knows.
What about
I mean, I'm going to point out Alexander was on the call at the moment.
Yeah. Alexander knows. Yeah. Basically, he's just asking if Jeremiah. Basically, is it okay if they tell Jeremiah about how much can they tell Jeremiah from the party's point of view? That's what Michigan's asking.
Yes.
Okay.
Again, Alexander literally overheard the entire conversation.
Yes, but
Where we told him.
Alexander was more focused on Yes, but you look at the conspiracy
Alexander is an
look at the
autistic
conspiracy
child.
board, and there's just a
in front
bunch
his
of math
dragons.
for what looks like this stuff for Io trying to parry legality. It looks like he was more focused on that and might not have been paying attention.
I
Understandable.
told him everything. The truce, my blood, all of it.
He knows. Cardinal doesn't know though because he's a fucking bitch.
Grandfather is indeed a piece of work. Anyways, like your feet is off. What you pulled off there, Io, is also something you have to take into measure. But very busy day.
I'll fucking do it again.
Please be more careful next time.
During downtime, Lucine is basically she can get those incants out all in one day and is using the rest of the 7 days just for ward work.
Okay, so put the incants in the chat and who goes to what. I'm going to just go.
I did them already. It's
They're
a fairly-
already done.
I meant from 40 So we're time skipping 2 weeks then,
1 week actually. I realized I can get all those incants done in 1 day.
including the ward stuff.
No, the other 6 days are for wards.
Okay, so Io is going to do her incantation, so her token gets swapped to that.
Yeah, Coast, it's +3 to all stats and all saves.
Okay. Let me just update
And
the
that,
date.
that is going into the subject.
The +3 does not over stack. It is if it was lower than +3, you get a +3. If it wasn't, you get up to +3.
Scene is basically expanding our ward radius massively. And also,
I'll hop off of copy of EO to EO.
yes.
Okay, so
I ended up not using the one you guys selected because it didn't actually look good when I uploaded it.
okay, so
Unironic.
so
That's
okay,
fine.
so just gonna chime in for a moment. So first up, so for scenes, what's the order? Are we doing Io's transformation scene first? Because I do have some stuff planned for that.
Sure.
Okay, so
Give me a second.
okay, so the ritual is rather similar to Sion's, complete with Mayor Jane and Sister Sophia both being in the room in case something goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Once it's done, and you steady yourself, Sister Sophia is going to gently help you to your feet as Mary Jane walks around you. Well, looks like the ritual went well. But then again, kitsune aren't something I'm very familiar with, I'm afraid. But most of those in New England lived in New York, if I remember correctly. Mary Jane says softly as he just softly.
Theon visibly winces at that.
What?
Lucy is not in the room for this because she is basically wildly teleporting between Boston and Rome to get the ward research done.
So Mary Jane,
Shit, my sheet broke.
do we need that? How bad?
Kos, can you open my sheet at all? Like, does it show a white screen for you when you do it?
Try refreshing, because that sometimes happens with my sheets, and that usually clears it up.
I can open straight IO. That's the seat you're referring to.
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, I can.
Oh yeah, I just reloaded it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, I can open it. Yeah, it's just you. So,
Oh, right. The dragon knocks the fuck out.
That's there. I'm going to cover that as well. So, Mayor Jane hums. But yeah, you do appear to be in perfectly good health. If your rooms need accommodations for anything, please come visit my office so I can do all that.
So you would have already done that for herself.
Yes, but
Also, at this point, are Io and her partners just sleeping in the same bed?
anyway, so the point
Are
is,
they?
the point is, Mayor Jane's job is logistics and civvies.
The fuck is this doing here? Oh right, yeah, it's the captured dragon.
Alexander's test subject.
Yeah.
Alexander's toy.
I hate how accurate that is.
It's when you guys check, you poke your head into Alexander's lab, just check on it, and you notice, and he's mummified the damn thing, and has it hanging in a big fucking tote thing with a
Kill me
of
later.
with a constant thing of anesthesia plugged into its
And
side.
my suffering JPG.
Literally just that one scene for me, the medic.
I mean, but yeah.
All right. Statement for Kos. Eel does have two tails.
Understandable. So, yeah,
That is very, very specifically and intentionally present.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mayor Jane's just gonna say that, then give the same if you want to just talk about non-human shit. Just come to my office, talk to Sion, then carefully walk out.
Bye bye.
Sister Sophia is going to then put a hand on Io's shoulder. Io, I do have a question for you.
Yes.
Are you doing well?
She tilts her head to the side and kind of nods. I'm doing fine, actually.
I have to ask my student with your recent sifting tactics.
Oh, you mean the vaguely suicidal throw myself at dragons thing? Yeah, I'm fine. You know, just buried my family, made a monument, all that stuff. It's great! This is semi-hysterical.
We got that, don't worry.
Yeah. Sister Sophia's fingers dig a little bit into your shoulder, just supportingly. Io, if you need it, if you need to talk to me, just the ranter scream. My door is always open to you. Don't forget that, okay?
Okay, so she will turn around, nod, and say, "It's better if I don't." This is like a serious, like, she's not trying to be a strong woman here. This is legit just her saying, "Yeah, I actually considered it on several occasions, but no, talking about it just makes it worse."
If you're sure.
Yes. It's better if I remember them for what they were, and not what could have been. And talking about them tends to lead to the latter.
See nods, gives you a quick little just side hug before carefully walking back to the church. Carefully walking back to the church at that point.
It is actually fairly common for Eel to wander into the teleport circle and teleport to the monument and teleport. Like, this is something she does probably fairly
Here, I am
often.
going to quickly point out that Lucine's primary teleport circles are the permanent ones are one way.
Yes.
So you're just walking back on foot?
She cheats like a motherfucker.
Okay.
It is not relevant for the story, so it shall not be expanded on.
How I'm going to assume it works. How I assume it's going to work is that at the site, once he's done, Io just calls Sylvan and has her grab her.
Yeah, that's probably something around what happens, because Sylvan probably can also do seed teleport, so...
Also, Succubus.
Mm-hmm.
The Succubus
I can't teleport people, only 50-pound optics.
Yes. She probably set up a circle in her house.
Yeah,
And
like
has
a
maintained the house.
A short
Yeah,
teleportation is well within EO's ability.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
not like...
So that's EO Shinx, and then I'm going to gently shift to the next one, which is going to be Ashley, because Ashley, you're getting your big upgrade now.
Ooh!
Mech.
So,
It is time for fucking Gundam shit.
shit, you hit. See, let me just sub John to the GM layer because I forgot his token on this.
So how many layers of ERA can we put on it?
So before you can ask that, you just get, as that's going on and Io's doing her stuff, you get the call that the mech's ready for field testing. That's how the message put it.
Ooh hoo hoo!
You head in there. You see Kyra and Elizabeth Elizabeth Happy. It's what's the face? It's pretty basic looking. It's not the most fancy thing. It's fancy thing. It's the Prometheus sheet, right?
Yeah, Prometheus sheet.
Giving dumb, complicated names to sheets.
Prometheus is the name of the mech. So yeah, big mech just hanging in the back of the room. You can see in the back. Its back is facing on. You can see that in the back there's a big reinforced glass and steel casing with a piece of Draconite stuffed into it and hooked up to a bunch of wires.
Ooh!
We managed to figure out how to draw power from the Draconite. The Dragon Factor buildup gets expunged through a vent system. It's not much more. It's not more that's in the air because we do it over time and not all at once. So it should be safe to operate around as long as nothing breaks the case open. Because grabbing it, using it, drawing energy from it without breaking it does seem to excite how much Dragon Factor it puts out.
Ashley is going to put a hand on the glass and just look into it, and then just smile. She is enjoying this handiwork.
Then Elizabeth's going to pipe up. Let me just double check what guns you put on the Prometheus, just so I can because Elizabeth's going to be the one who did the guns.
I put on a M9 barrage chain gun and a M55 Crud rocket launcher, which is basically rockets that deal slashing damage in the AoE.
I mean, yeah. It's basic. It's basic. It's like a basic proto version of the token art. Is what I'm interpreting it as now. It's basically the token art shows what the Prometheus will look like when it's not a prototype anymore. That's how I'm interpreting it. Anyway, so I put on the guns you requested as well as the missiles. It was a little bit. Some of the fire controls might be a bit finicky, but it shouldn't be anything that keeps you from using it on the field.
Alright. And the question is, how much explosive reactive armor can we put on it?
If Kira, are you fine with Kira being there?
I am fine with Kirov being there.
Okay, so when you ask that, Akira's going to very calmly clap his hands on Kirov's shoulder, look him dead in the eyes, and go, "No."
Ashley's just gonna chuckle at this.
We are not putting explosive reactive armor on the prototype fucking mech suit. Do you know how much additional work it would be to to counteract all the sock that would put on the frame? Just the guns and the inbuilt sock tolerance for dealing with dragon attacks is already a handful.
What are you growling about over there, Ghost?
I'm just trying. Basically, Akira is getting snippy at Kira for Kira wanting to put ERA on the mech.
What's the ER mean?
Yes, that's literally what I was channeling.
We gotta make it tougher first, then we add an ERA.
Please don't add it.
We just have the Ukraine.
Akira's going to rub his face. Anyways, it should be good. It should be good for operation, but it still needs a field test. So be prepared for it. So be prepared for shit going wrong. Okay.
All right.
Also, Kos, during the downtime, would people have had time to get Lucine's file?
Lucine's file, right? Yes. So, how are you? I'll say that'll be Lucine's scene then. That's gonna be scene then. Are you just doing the greater teleport shenanigans to go get it?
Yes, because there's no time for anything else. Lucine has completely abandoned the idea of resting and is running ragged between several critical things.
I mean, to be fair, Sion and Eel probably are helping. I'm not entirely sure on Sion. Because Darling does do what Darling wants.
Ashley picked the face claim out. Anyway, so Sister Sophia brings Lucine into her church. We did manage to find a file in the hospital. Hospital Lucine.
Oh, okay. So would have been a hospital. Then I know which hospital it would have been, but we don't need to deal with that.
Yeah. Yes, they did find. We did find it. At this point we believe they were left on purpose. We're not sure why. My brother's current running theories that this call was gambling on us eventually stumbling on them and it acting as a psychological warfare measure, sowing distrust amongst us and all of that.
Well, it's a good thing we figured things out first.
Mm-hmm. From what we can tell based on comparing the two, the Scarlet Queen's bloodline and yours were both considered equally experimental.
Well, okay, that is concerning because we know exactly how experimental mine was.
Yours focused on the introduction of the phase X, apparently with the explicit intention of eventually subverting the phase own magic.
That turned out well for them.
It's not over until it's over.
Comparing the two, from what we can determine, the experiment The experimental difference in the Scarlet Queen's bloodline was an attempt to introduce genetic factors of what they refer to as the progenitor, and what we believe to be is the star.
I see.
She just has straight up star DNA.
We believe so. We believe so. They didn't go into.
I'm not
file
even
co-
gonna question how a crystal has DNA.
The file doesn't cover the post-transformation results. We don't know how successful that aspect was. Well, it's just that from what we can tell, they believed her and you could both successfully become Arc Dragons.
So then we thought we had, so then not news. Very glad I have that chaos.
I find it distasteful, but it appears to be necessary at this point. Yes. That's not exactly why I called you here, though.
What did you find then?
Cert, well, it takes a minute to try to find the best words for it. We managed to decipher some coded bits, and from what we can tell, coded bits from using the two documents, part of that was, in fact, the experimentalness of the two bloodlines. The other factor was alluding to a safety measure in case one of them went rogue.
And what's that?
We're not sure what it is, but we do know what they call it. Give me a second. I have a cat. I need to get this cat out of the room. Give me a second.
Well,
Okay, sorry. So, give me a second to get on my train of thought because I didn't write the name down name down. So the name they called it the Heretic Silencer. From what we can gather, it appears to be something that makes usage of the subject's blood. Blood to attack him directly.
oh god, so it's basically fucking voodoo.
So in order to not be crippled by it, I would have to change I would have to change the core composition of my blood that it would no longer apply.
Or set up some sort of ward, but we believe it would be necessary to inform you specifically so that once you're in good energy after dealing with everything else, you can deal with it. They haven't triggered it now after we've killed 2 Arc Dragons. They're likely not going to trigger it until you face the call directly.
Lucine is going to add that to the pile of wards that she's making. Just put at least a temporary one on herself. Because she doesn't.
Besides that, if you want to peruse both documents, to be honest, from now on they're going to be kept in my custody.
Lucine I will take a look at my document at least, but I don't need to see hers.
It's a big old book that there's science of magic being used to keep preparing it. Family stuff going back hundreds of years, and then when it reaches yours, it has the same crown inheritance, yes, and then sifts to, well, monitoring you, movements, health. The last entry was dated a week before the apocalypse, with a very simple little note on it. Try to bring to emergent site.
let's check. Is there one of those in the other book too?
Yep.
Yo saved my ass, probably.
By
By the fact that you dragged me somewhere not New York.
yes.
Yes. Yeah, Lucine, at this point, basically this whole week, Lucine is not running on caffeine. She is running on taking exhaustion levels and purging them via magic.
And
Oh.
Sister Sophia is giving you the concerned mom stare the entire time you're in her church.
You will at this point kidnap Lucine and take her to bed. You are going to sleep and you are going to enjoy it.
No, but it is basically... I'll sleep once I've got the wards up. Lucine is in fact putting off that bibliolalia, because that is no longer a priority.
I still have it written up. I still read it up good for when you inevitably hit that shit on the head again.
I mean, I'll probably do it as soon as we're, slowing down a bit.
Yeah, I don't see that happening anytime in the near.
Well, slowing down a bit, I mean, not trying to get several different ward schema devised and cooked up in a week.
Thankfully, you're a fucking prodigy. Anyways, so during this rush week of drama, Sion, what is Sion doing?
I will say, there's definitely a lot of Lucine just falling into bed with Theo and cuddling Fluffy Tail.
Cute.
That is probably half the reason you went for it, is she finally caved to the demands of Get Fluffy Tail.
Lucine would not have actually been demanding it in character.
She
However-
totally has.
You
would have mentioned it offhandedly once, and you and Sion would have gone Fluffy Tail.
Yes. But also, you probably got it just because you knew something that can get Lucine to bed.
Anyway, so Sylvan, what is Sion doing during the rush week?
She is putting in some mild research towards the concept of purifying draconic energy. Mostly both from whatever Lucine's been looking through, just essentially spying through her study notes and just experimenting with draconic energy with her own magic.
You don't really manage to
See whether she can.
you don't really manage to make much headway through that, unfortunately. On the other hand, you do get to see Alexander when he's not over in Europe poking the Arc Dragon corpse. You do see him experimenting on the poor test subject dragon.
Does it really? Should we feel sorry for it, though?
Basically, what Sion walks in on him doing is you know the joint test.
Oh no.
He has what looks like a setup for doing that. But then you notice that the little hammer is hammer's like upper half is intangible.
What?
And then he just leans into the sleeping dragon, taps it, goes through the dragon, hits something with an oily sound, and there is and the eyes bubble some of the tears up as he pulls it back. Interesting. So the crying is connected to the soul.
The man commits unspeakable atrocities.
Them dragons, they don't have rights.
He's basically doing the knee test to their soul. You'll notice Sion walk in, so he's just keep poking and prodding and checking its spiritual reflexes.
Jesus Christ.
Leon looks through this with whichever of her cantrips or first level spell gives her the ability to see magical energy to see if there's anything she can note when this that could be.
Okay, so
Nothing Alexander can't already note.
Okay, so you look through that. You look through the Alexander heals you casting the spell and pokes up. Or are you trying to look at the test subject's soul?
Ah, you have a method to do that already?
Yep. He walks over, pulls out a big array of glass lenses. Had this thingamajiggy set up by Alexis using some knowledge see weasel out of a couple demons.
Alexis extorting demons is the greatest image of all time, honestly.
Yes, he's
Also,
been
I'm going
doing
to
that
point
off
out,
stream.
Alexander probably has a few levels in spellcasting himself.
Yeah, it's just fighting is not Alexander's thing.
Right,
Yeah.
but he's still
He's a
good.
research spellcaster. He's got one level on mage, and that's it. That's all.
I think he's probably high spec into occultist because that's the more research variant one.
You get what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you mean. So, anyways, I have managed to discover something interesting about how dragonification affects the mind, body, and soul. So, from what I can tell, the physical transformation comes first. Following that, dragon factor feeling the. From what I can tell, for the average dragon, I don't know if this applies to orc dragons. It very well may not. The pain of the physical transformation, the hunger of the dragon factor, all of that effectively shatters their mind like a pane of glass that just had a cannonball fired into it.
Huh. Hellspawn's probably still sane then.
Then
Well,
he,
that's it.
and then it gets put back together by the dragon factor. As for dragon factor, from what I can manage to get a look at the bastard's brain if he's looking for your skin, but then there's the part of the soul which is where things get sticky. Sion, you're aware of how affecting the soul affects what means for magical illness and such, right?
Talk to me as if I don't, just in case we have conflicting knowledge bases on this.
It's right. So, if a magical effect such as illness, or disease, directly affects the soul, such for example, vampirism, the best way to curing it through the normally is next to impossible. In the old days, the only known way to cure the vampire with 100% success rate was very simple. You killed them and then you brought them back. Killed them and then you revived them properly. The downside to this is that it takes an extremely powerful spellcaster to do this. As such, it wasn't a very common option. This is due to how the vampirism binds the soul to the body, and how in death affects and all of that. From what I can tell, the dragon factor does something similar to keep the physical transformation from killing the host. And then moves on from what I can tell to attempt to directly fuse into the soul itself from the outside in. And making the process even more difficult. However,
So it transforms the body, uses the body as a means to transform the soul, even as the mind has already been shattered and remade in its own image.
exactly.
So do we just cure it by forcibly transforming
You're about to say?
back?
Oh, he was going to say something right before Sion just summarized what he said.
I mean, I don't know. That wouldn't work. I don't think that would work. See, with the soul altered, so if you stick them back into human form, if you force them back into human form and tried to form and did whatever magics you could do to make the human form register as the true form instead of just a polymorph effect, well, you simply have the soul deploying its dragon factor and attempt to re-alter the body. You'd have to.
No. Okay. What Eel was saying there is clearly you just shatter the mind again by transforming the body forcibly and painfully by essentially reverse drawing it, and then once you do that, that will clearly affect the soul enough to transform them back. Smile. I was being sarcastic.
The problem with that method is that the draw on the soul will simply undo all your hard work.
Yeah, this relies on the existence of Nega Draw, which doesn't exist yet. So, like, I was like memeing.
And
like,
out of character, even
that
once
was
it does,
also out of character, not in character. My bad.
and out of character, well, actually, even once we discover Nega Draw, it's not going to work that way for a while.
However, I do think a cure might be possible, but it will simply be like how you cure vampirism. With how Cheerfing Squad is developing, I do believe you'll be able to deploy such a thing eventually, but not soon, I think. Not soon, I think.
So we'll just kill the Hellspawn and then trap his soul on Earth and then revive him later to bitch slap him several times.
The bigger issue is he stops for a second. I'm not sure if Lucine remembers this. He was half awake at the moment, but I did manage to get a look at her soul through the setup.
Yes. What about?
He takes in a slow breath. Her soul looks like the inverse of how the dragification process goes. So with the dragon factor creeping in towards the core. You have a dragonified core trying to slowly press its way outwards, which
Not ideal, obviously.
Which likely complicates matters. Which, if the worst happens, will likely complicate matters extensively. And he looks in the general direction of the north as he thinks about how to phrase his next words carefully. And if you seek to save your friend, it's likely you'll face similar complications. I still need to get a good look at strength. Strength soul. It's some big, detail. Fine, big. So complications with the equipment right now, but figure out that.
When it's all getting whited out.
Basically, the body is too big, so he's having trouble finding the soul, finding strength soul. He knows it's in there. It's just taking him a while.
You could always just ask Eo, who probably does just know where it is.
He could, but he doesn't want. He could, but he doesn't. He could, but I was kind from what you said, busy on keeping Lucine from exploding duty, which is kind of important.
That's fair.
Huh? Oh, you mean keeping Lucine from exploding from exhaustion?
Yes. But that
she has like wandered into this conversation to listen, not like talk. By the way, because
no, she's that busy at the moment.
Eo or
Eo.
No,
I thought you said Lucine.
Eo has wandered in, like looking utterly exhausted because Lucy shit again, and she is tired.
Yeah, like Alexander probably sent this data to Lucine, and she reviewed it while also writing ritual runes.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sylvan, I'm going to be quiet, but I would like to be present. Sorry.
But yes,
all good.
Yes, I do. Yes, in short, I do believe a cure is possible, but it would require very powerful magic. Some things I'm not sure are even possible. And that's just for normal dragons. I'm not sure how much more difficult it will be for arc dragons, or even for successful sacred bloodline work such as the Scarlet Queen.
I'm sure we'll work it out.
The impossible is just what has not been made possible yet.
Hopefully, but yes. Besides that, did you need something else?
No, I was just curious what you were working on.
Yeah. Just studying this one. Still only trying to figure out a way to eventually store it without messing it up. So I can he looks at the giant dragon corpse. So I can get rid of the corpse. So I can get rid of the body and not have to deal with the giant biohazard.
Oh, you haven't killed it yet? Eel says.
No, they're still alive. They're still alive. Alexis has been manufacturing anesthetics on and off for the last couple days. Days with a little bit of health stuff to give them an extra kick, and we've just been keeping the dragon unconscious and bound up.
Glorious.
Not
I would have removed its limbs personally, but its works well enough.
and he waves his hands. The issue with removing the limbs is the blood splatter. It's gonna make a lot of blood splatter.
That is true.
Especially, and it's not.
Just use a sufficiently hot knife to cauterize it.
No. Just have Eo chop its limbs off.
Again, Eo is on and off keeping Lucine from exploding. He can't do that. That's why he hasn't done that yet.
But he could do it in the future. Is the point? I mean, no, Sister Sophia could do it as well.
Well, do you have an accurate map of how the veins form in the arm? You could theoretically cut off circulation through pressure and then remove it.
Possibly, Heroes' Beard's thinking. Possibly. No, the big issue is very simple. The big issue is very simple. Dragons have a lot of blood veins for something of their size.
It's like they're trying to infect everything that cuts them or something.
Exactly. But
And also, Lucine would have made an offhand mention to Alexander. Wonder if we can figure out a way to use this one as a renewable blood source.
Alexander's thoughts on that can be summed up by as we'd have to feed the damn thing. He doesn't want to feed the damn thing because you have, in case you guys have forgotten, the favorite prey of dragons is food of dragons is people.
We can eat
Just feed it some conjured pig meat. It'll be good enough.
He does the face and waves his hand. I just don't want to have to wake it up. To have it swallow too.
Just use an IV.
That's a good point.
Just use an IV.
We don't have an IV that can transfer enough big enough to transfer enough nutrients fast enough.
Then just make one.
Good point.
You have a crazy
Just teleport the
engineer.
meat into its stomach.
That is technically enough.
Alexander is now considering horrible mad science ways to feed the dragon. I hope you're happy.
Yes, because that means
Yes.
it's a blood source.
So basically, Alexander is just acting in character.
Yes.
I mean, again, Coach, this just means we have a renewable source of dragon's blood.
We can make we can now have all of us can the casters who use a blood can now have backpacks full of dragons.
Oh no, I think there's gonna be a limited amount per day.
More pressing how I'm going to handle the blood stuff. If it gets to renewable blood stage, is very simple. You get X vials per mission. Any more risk the damn thing waking up in the middle of the lab.
Which is not great, obviously.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Anyways, all right.
So as I pray, infinite blood work.
Nerd.
Also, the ley lines. I haven't told Lucy. I've also been trying to figure out how the call has been doing their stupid ley line trick. You shouldn't be able to do that.
I'll ask Earthchan a favor when we free her, and we can do it too.
No. You see. The problem is there's simply too much energy in the ley lines. You send something through that that's just asking for it to get vaporized.
That's a good point, actually. How the fuck did they do that?
Like, out of character, certain redacted things that the audience doesn't know about might be able to travel through the ley lines.
Redacted. God.
Alexander Holmes.
Clearly, the star just blessed them with immunity to energy damage.
It might be something like that. Anyways, I'll do more research and see if you manage to find one of the cultists.
We can do horrible experiments to them.
You please tie them up and deliver them to my lab.
Just check them for suicide.
Eo will give Alexander a very, very serious salute, and then grin with some unholy laughter escaping from her mouth. They have broken every law in existence by bringing the apocalypse about. She is not opposed to removing their choice to have a choice because they removed so many people's choices.
Anyways, I'm going to end this scene off there. It's now a week
Do
later.
I smell war crimes?
It's not a war crime if you win. Anyways.
Nah, it's not a war crime if there's
I know what.
Yes?
Unless this was literally on the last day of that, she would shift her research to generally just figuring out whether it's possible to ritually enhance a inherent magical ability. Not like permanently, but like it within the context of the ritual, extend it past its normal range.
Okay, that's
what
pretty easy.
What are you trying to enhance, dear?
That will affect my answer.
Telepathy.
Wait.
Telepathy is specifically just the communication aspect.
Yeah.
Trivial? Sylvan? We have the seed for telepathy, and we have more than enough to make it permanent.
Yeah.
It already has telepathy. It's mostly just a 100-foot limit.
Yeah, you can you can do a ritual that extend the range on your telepathy as long as you're in the circle.
Wait, so we could all have telepathy, is what you're saying?
We could. Like, the DC for telepathy for the whole party is 29.
Oh yeah, that's literally just something. Why aren't we doing that? Free brainwave communication.
Anyways, first to answer the Sion's thing first. So yes, you can do a ritual to buff your telepathy to have a range depending on what increase the range as long as you stay in the circle. Why?
Okay. Because she has to wait for a whole nother level before she can cast sending to talk to ArkChan.
Oh my fucking god! Are you really going to invent a telepathy ritual to annoy the Arc Dragon living right next door?
Yes. She
Yes,
totally
Sion.
would do that. She totally would do that.
Isn't trying to annoy her. She's researching a way to get back in touch with a long lost friend. I'm sure she's going to get sick of all the sycophants just saying, "Oh yes, our Archdragon yes, we're so looking forward to being your food in a few years down the line." All to go to the completion of the universe.
Oh my fucking god, Sion.
We shall defeat the Scarlet Queen by being her fucking.
Are you going to do that? Are you just researching it?
For now.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if we actually beat the Scarlet Queen with the power of friendship?
I don't think
Or
this is
friendship and obnoxious theme songs.
Beat her with the power of telepathic scam calls.
We are trying to reach you about your dragon's extended warranty.
No, we are trying to reach you about your bloodline's extended warranty.
My side's alright.
Oh no, Sylvan, no. Yeah, the story is gonna feel real stupid when Archdragon Sion retains her greater teleport at will.
I have a bad feeling right now.
Teleporting Archdragon Sion goes teleporting.
There's already one that teleports around. You know this. It's a little bastard that doesn't stay anywhere. Anyway, so is that all? Is that all? Is that all you're doing to damage my sanity this week?
I'm sure we can.
Yeah, we can wait till next session to actually go and talk to her.
Hi, Cayman. Sion. Hi, Cayman. We've just done a bunch of lore, some of it related to Dragon Cures. So Sion is devising a ritual to harass the Scarlet Queen via telepathy.
You will have to be included in this if Sion ever mentions it to her.
If I had a nickel for every time a Proudey Main has attempted to defeat the major power in a region that is a dragon via spam calling, I'd have 2 nickels.
How the fuck is this happening twice? How the
We are trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
I am going to kill you. I am moving on the
Anyway.
scene. The scene is being moved.
Yeah. Let's get things moving.
Okay, so backing out. I forgot to grab the remind token. Give me a second.
Jeremiah doesn't get the token today.
No, he does get a token. And also thank you, Cayman, for updating Alexis' seat for me. You're amazing.
Oh, the smug succubus, the smug fox, and the smug dragon.
The amount of smug in this room is too damn high.
Anyway, so it's a week
What
later.
did you do
it's a
this
week
time,
later.
Sion?
It's a week later.
Uh-huh.
Lucine has been Lucine's chair has been swapped out for one of those very soft office chairs, and a cup of hot chocolate and a cup of coffee has been stuffed into her hands when the party
No, it
arrives.
actually is a cup of hot chocolate.
Okay, then there's another cup of
No,
coffee in
at the
front of the chair.
moment, she
Then.
is basically mildly deliriously leaning on EO.
You're assuming that Eo isn't just sitting on her or something like that.
Anyway, so you go into the room. Commander Miskin waves his hand. So we have more news. News from our allies up in Rome.
What now?
Good news. The Scarlet Queen hasn't made another attempt on the body of strength.
Better fucking not have. Have to go spank her if she tried again.
And it doesn't look like the stars tried anything either. However, the remains of the Inquisition came back, or well, those who survived the mission came back to the archive shortly after you left.
What horrors did they run into?
Hellspawn, clearly. This is out of character.
So, from what we can tell, the reason the Archdragon of Strength did not ceased its march westwards in Paris, not France, instead of heading towards Spain and everything else, is because of this. He pulls up a picture on the big screen. It's a city. It looks like in middle of Spain, where a city should be. There's just big fucking walls.
Nihila, what the fuck did you do this time?
Why is there a fortress in Spain?
It appears to be located in Barcelona. That's not the concerning fact.
Oh, the Hellspawn has spawned.
So it looks like you get a blurry picture. It looks like one of the Inquisition was taking this as they were running for their goddamn lives.
Better be real. Fucking.
You see a bunch of dudes in Spanish military gear.
Uh-huh.
Shooting at the Inquisitioners.
Oh, hey, so the Hellspawn is actually working? But oh my god, I'm so confused now.
Anyone?
It's the Spanish Inquisition.
You get a good look at one of their faces, and well, one eye is looking up, the other is looking down.
Sounds about right for the Hellspawn, honestly.
And it has the biggest, most teethy smile you can imagine. And all of the guys, and from what you can tell, all of the guys' faces are like that.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like the Hellspawn.
From what we can tell, a powerful dragon, not Archdragon level, but perhaps close, has made its nest in Barcelona and fortified it along with subverting local military forces and is broadcasting a signal saying Barcelona is a safe zone.
Honestly, knowing Nihilo, it really might be a
No. Out of character. So basically it's a trap?
Yes. From what we can tell. Yes, from what we can tell, everyone that's gone in there has come out dominated.
Can we, kill the signal and deal with it later?
The church has blown up the church has managed to try dealing with the radio signal. The problem was very simple. The dragon has
Mhm.
dragon has responded to anything its dominated soldiers cannot handle by deploying these two. It's going to brings up a picture of two similar looking dragons that are very fucking big. Let me grab their tokens. Players look away.
What?
Any players
Wait,
who are
no,
watching the
does that
stream
mean
look away.
this is a 3-person? This is basically going to be 2 fights.
Multiple fights. Let me
I
pull,
must say it's the Hellspawn soul.
let me pull up the pictures so you guys can see. Two very
It's over
big
the-
fucking dragons. They look like they were semi-aquatic. Their eyes are doing the same weird thing that the soldiers are doing.
Oh, so they're dominated as well.
Is by deploying these two to murder it. You know that vampire dragon that ran from you all?
Oh, is it dead?
Almost.
So the Hellspawn consumed its soul or something like that.
No, it fled. No, the Inquisition saw it flee the area, missing half a wing.
Fucker is really good at surviving, isn't he?
Hmm.
Lucy is very much in a current state of woozy, hanging on to the tail. Can we have 2 days?
Yes. It doesn't seem to be trying to expand, and if they do want it done as soon as possible, because they saw call members on the walls.
Oh, of course there's the call, so we'll have to kill them too, like little fucking pieces of shit
Not
they
just
are.
that. These ones who had it in addition to their outfit that isn't on the standard one.
Uh-huh.
A red feather.
Oh, for fuck's sake. We can't let the Hellspawn side with the other Hellspawn.
We still have no clue in character that the Hellspawn is Hellspawn.
Yes, but out of character, like, oh no, we do not need the Hellspawn allying with the other Hellspawn.
Yeah, no, fuck it, get the nuke.
Get Hans, get the flaming weapon.
Elizabeth is going to walk over to the big massive reactors. Honestly, this sounds like the Redux of Conquest, but it's got the potential to be even worse. Swapping the building storing around bullcrap with more direct telepathy, maybe? I don't like the sound of it.
I'm pretty sure this one's more threatening than Conquest because it's not a baby bitch who's throwing a tantrum.
So, Coast, actual question: are we going to have to deal with this whole thing, or just get the 2 ads and then we can go from and then the church can
I
take
don't
it from
want
there?
to skip this arc.
Okay, so the mission the mission is very simple. The ads are not mission critical. The goal is break into Barcelona, beeline to the Dragon's Lair, which they're pretty sure is the La Sagrada Familia, the big fancy fucking church in the middle of there, because Overwatch saw it get turned into some sort of hell fort. Break into there, kill the fucking dragon before the Scarlet Queen snatches it up.
Do we have to kill it? Can't we just, like, capture it for Alexander to experiment on while we save its soul?
Kill or capture more. To be blunt, we simply do not want we don't know what this thing is capable of, but from what we've seen so far, we do not want it joining up with the Scarlet Queen.
Oh. I'll go murder it.
Lucy murmurs, just one day, get some parachutes. Got a plan.
Go the fuck to sleep, dear.
You will get a day. You will get at least a day
But
to
we
rest.
only want one day. Because give her one day of good rest and she can run on exhaustion until we can start the next phase.
Yeah, but yes, you will get a day to rest.
Yes, the parachute suggestion was not a joke.
No, I figured as much. We're going to teleport above the church and eat ourselves in.
I didn't fuck.
Did you seriously not consider that immediately, Arcus? Like, we have teleport.
Yes, I considered you guys teleporting into the city. I did not consider you guys teleporting above the city.
Smile.
I can't.
The teleporting is not usually given out so early by GMs for this reason, by the way.
Yes, I know I've made a mistake.
Oh,
I'm,
no,
I'm not. I'm not
usually-
going to take your toy away. I'm going to roll with this. Oh wait, no. I remember. I did give the fucker an anti-teleport master.
But does it work like above the city? By like a lot.
So this clears this for us. The church did try to use from what Lucian's left to them to try and teleport some stuff above. From what we can tell, there is a basically it doesn't care about elevation. If you try to teleport within the city walls, you get dunked into the ocean.
Okay, so we teleport right outside the city walls and parachute in. Unironically, it's really not that hard.
Yes, but we're not sure if it has any anti-air, and you'd be sitting ducks up in the air as well.
If it can fucking see us. Especially if we do it in the middle of the night.
He rubs his beard and considers it.
Fucking orbital drop bullshit.
High altitude, low opening.
Yeah, Halo jump.
We'll need
We
to
can
plan it over
also-
when Lucine is not about to fall over from exhaustion.
We can also just like teleport a plane or a glider there, ride the glider.
Lucy is going to go, you're the military experts. Handle it while I'm asleep.
Sister Sophia is going to pull something out of a little bag that has a label.
You will beat her to it by injecting Lucine with some kind of like fucking go to fuck to sleep medication. I don't know.
No, she's going to make it through the meeting. That's all she's trying to do.
I think the meeting's done.
Okay, so ear fight.
Either way, Eel will haul Lucine over her shoulder and go throw her in bed or something. I don't know.
Yes, basically, sorry, Coast, we are skipping the ads. We're parachuting in.
No,
Stop doing this shit.
Only want boss. No ad. Only boss.
There's no fucking way to fuck you. You're not getting the church that easily. I'm going to make fuck you.
Yeah.
Let us have our plans.
You fuckers you fuckers
Just have the ads interrupt the fight. God, it's not that hard.
I have plans how this is go. Just let me be frustrated. Anyway, we're past the 2 hour and 30 minutes mark, so I'm just going to end it off here. Missing's going to gesture for everyone. Just says he's alerted everyone to the situation. Everyone go rest the fuck up. A day later, we'll come back and talk about what we're actually doing to deal with this problem.
So, actually, Lucine will murmur one very useful thing. Hang gliders.
Go to fuck the bed.
Out of character.
No, she has a point.
Yes.
Anyways.
Out of character, I think hang gliding in is the play.
Yeah, but I'm going to end off the stream now, so just all of you just mute yourselves for a moment so I can do my out of stream stuff. Okay, we didn't get any fights today, which was impressive, but
Oh my god, Arcos. Read it. Read Sylvan's thing. It's hilarious.
I'll read it in a moment. Do I need to read it on stream?
Oh.
Okay.
That's a funny next week on Drakopocalypse thing.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yes. Plans for next week, everyone, are pretty simple. Next Tuesday, the players will be dealing with this bullshit, and I'll be dealing with their bullshit. You know how this goes at this point.
Yes, we are going to hang glide.
Be saved.
Anyway, so this Thursday I have a Lancer session with Medica and the others. That'll be fun. Expect to see me explode. Saturday is going to be a 7th Dragon stream unless I play it earlier in the week at some point. You all know how that goes. And I just said what we're doing next Tuesday, which is fighting the dragon that's popped up in Barcelona. The players aren't skipping my bullshit that easily. I'm sorry to say. See you all. Have a good night. I am suffering. Goodbye.
That said, Ghost, it does feel a little silly if we're going to throw extra bullshit just because we came up with a good plan.
It's no.
I don't think that's necessarily good plan. More Arcos saying, I made an arc and by God, are you going to enjoy it?
Yes.
Oh, that's just rare. No,
Anyway,
I disagree with that. Like,
Anyways,
not
I need
trying
to end
to-
the stream. Ending the stream.